So
last time on D&D.
there you go. So as I was saying to the chat just a minute ago, you guys had just made your way through the crypt. You got to the end. You found the creature at the end that was eventually taken by the mysterious shadow creature, along with whatever the shard that he had was. You made your way back out. You met up with Hordak. You wound up working your way back eventually to the town, and you were put up in an inn for the night. So everybody will be starting off fully rested. It is going to be the like first light. We're going to be starting off at pretty much first light, and we will be going from there. Is there any questions or anything along those lines before we get started?
Nope.
All good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So as I was saying, you guys wound up going into the inn. You rested. Make sure everybody has full health. Everything along those lines. Did anybody wind up leveling up from last time, or you guys like
I
close?
don't think so.
I don't think we're close.
Okay.
I think, isn't it like 2,900 points to...
I don't even think we're halfway there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have like a list in front of me of like exactly where you guys are out at, so levels. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2,700, so we're almost halfway.
Okay, so you guys are at level 3 though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember if you guys were still level 2 or level 3. So you guys are level 3. You're progressing pretty well. The gaps in between levels really start to like stretch out, don't they?
Exponential stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So we will begin with that. Okay, so it's first light. The roosters are just beginning to crow. Do they crow?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. I don't really know what to call that noise.
It's called a crow.
Is it? Okay. So the roosters are just starting to crow. Hordak is currently walking through the inn, knocking on everybody's doors, and just exclaiming, "Heroes, the morning has come. It is time to rise. We must head out for the kingdom." And he's just literally walking down the aisle, just knocking on a door as he's yelling this, just knocking door to door to door as he's going down. What would you guys like to do?
Before
Close up.
Hordak can even knock on my door, Grizz opens it up. Good
You're
morning.
just
and
standing
walks
there
down the
ready.
stairs. Yeah,
He goes to knock on the door. You swing the door open. He almost punches you in the face by accident.
yeah. No, it's to him, and then he walks down the stairs.
Okay. He nods
Yeah,
back to you. He seems to have like a cheerful gleam about him.
Nathan gets ready and meets Grizz downstairs.
Okay. Sus?
Seth is gonna get up and stretch and be lazy, take his time, get all his stuff around and ready, and then I guess put it on and reluctantly head downstairs.
Okay. Lucian?
Sharpens the swords and gets the bow set up and tags along.
Okay. Wog?
Wog would have been mostly packed and everything, so he just kind of like slings his little pouch that he has on and grabs his clubs and washes his mouth out with his neck liquids and then goes down the stairs.
Oh, God.
What?
I was in my room. Nobody.
I was
saw
about
it.
to say, luckily you were in your room and nobody watched that.
He's got
Oh,
a morning
man.
hygiene, guys. It's not necessarily clean,
Hygiene.
but it's a hygiene.
It's a hygiene. It's a morning hygiene routine. Got to keep that stank up.
Yeah.
Got to keep growing back those spores.
Turtle things, you know.
Turtle power. Okay, so everybody makes their way downstairs. The innkeeper has a breakfast meal already prepared for everyone at a table. that he gestures over, and everyone's welcome to go over and they can eat for the morning. So you won't have to worry about your initial rations on moving out. Everybody, I make sure that you check your bags and have a proper count of rations, because I do require that you guys keep track of that, because starvation is a real thing. So just make sure that you do have some rations stored up. If you forgot to add them in, I will allow you to add them in now, just as because normally a brand new character would have rations in the packs that you initially start off with. But moving forward, you'll have to keep full track of them and make sure that when you go into a town or when you go into something else, that you are restocking them in some kind of way. I do know that, is it... Wog, are you able to make the good berries?
Yep. Welcome to
Okay.
Goodbury, home of the Goodbury.
Yeah, there you
May I
go.
take your order?
Remember that is a full... Eating one of those is
Yep.
a full day's ration. So if you don't decide to carry rations, I am fine with that.
Yeah, I used my. I don't remember what I used them
You
for.
burned
but I
them,
used-
didn't you?
I don't remember. I'll be honest. I remember thinking that they were disgusting anyways, and I
Oh.
used them for something menial.
I remember you placed them down on top of the mine, attempting to set it off, and it wound up blowing up in your face.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I was just like putting one ration on at a time.
And then you triggered the mine, and it blew up all the rations, and blew up in your
Yep.
face. That's right. So yeah.
My character's hella wise. He's not very smart though.
He's clever as shit, but he's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the innkeeper has a meal prepared for you. As you look around the tavern, you can see that there are other soldiers that have. Some of them look like they're just coming in from a light night shift. Others look as though they are just getting ready to head out. Few of them are just like lounging about. You don't see very many actual citizens, villagers, or anything along those lines. Mainly because most people are dead. But the floor is yours. What would you guys like to do moving on from here? You guys are currently have been offered the meal.
Sit down and eat said meal.
Okay.
Yeah. Sus is gonna pick a table away from the smelly turtle.
So you
I'd
walk.
like to keep this meal down.
You have to walk over and you have to pick up. Like he sits down. You have to walk over to the table where the meal is at that he has sat. Pick it up and walk away.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's. Sorry, Wog. I just I want to keep this one down for a while.
No problem, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah.
Grizz goes and picks up the meal from where they are, and then goes to sit across from Sus. And as he goes to sit down, he takes the decaying human head off his waist and puts it down the table next to him. Ornan.
Sus, how do you
Put that
feel
next
about
to
this? Yeah, he walked up to you and sat down with you and put the head on the table.
I'm gonna just head and hands shaking. God damn it, son of a bitch.
So the head's
And I'm
been...
gonna sit there for a while. I'm just gonna sit with my head in my hands, just muttering for a minute. Just gonna take a minute.
Okay. And the head is slightly decaying. So it's not like horrible, and it's only been about a day and a half since you cut that head off. So it's not horrible.
Yeah, it was already a zombie head, so it's not
True.
looking the best.
True. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's not like puke worthy.
Yeah,
So
but it's coagulated. He's
Yeah.
not bleeding on the table.
yeah, there you go. There you go. It's at least keeping itself together. Lucian, what would you like to be doing?
Just grabs a meal, sits down, but just looks at with like confusion, but as well as like a little disgust at just staring at the head that was there.
So you picked up your meal and you went over to where the other two were,
Yes.
not where Wog is.
then.
Okay.
Smelly turtle man.
Smell it.
Nobody wants to play with me.
Doll.
He's used to it.
Nathan, he picks up his meal and he sees that Wog is sitting by himself. And as much as he wanted to go and talk to Sus about possibly playing some music, he goes and sits next to Wog and doesn't say anything, just starts eating.
Okay. Okay.
What is on the plates?
It is kind of like it's kind of like a stew, like almost like a beef stew, essentially.
Like, as soon as he sits down, I'm gonna like look across the table and be like, "You're gonna finish that?"
You haven't even finished yours.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you barely started yours, and just you're gonna finish that.
Nathan starts picking out the carrots from the stew and pushing them over to the turtle in front of him.
I greedily grab them. But like, I eat like 3 and then put 1 in my neck, like have a ratio. It's just like
Nathan's eyes are fully on his stew. He is not worried about what Wog is doing with the carrots.
He knows better. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. I know he's doing something. It's gonna be gross. Don't look at him. All right. So after a good 30 minutes of you guys just eating, sitting around, if you guys want to have any meaningful conversations, let me know. Like if you want to ask each other anything at this current point while you're sitting around just eating, or if you want to ask anyone else anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will move on.
I think Nathan asks Wog quietly, while still staring at his stew, if he's ever heard Sus play any music.
he like sits back a little bit and like looks up, like thinking to himself. He goes, no, but we haven't really had time for festivities.
Nathan just shakes his head and goes back to eating.
Nathan's in the back of his mind. I don't even think I don't even think he plays instruments.
Yeah, that might be going on a little bit in Nathan's head.
He's turned me down. Doesn't want to play anything with me.
I know I'm not the worst drummer in the world.
Bard. There's the word I was looking for. I don't even think he is a bard.
The entire time, I'm still with my hands on my head.
You haven't eaten at all?
No, I'm just pissed that no matter where I go, there's something fucking disgusting. It's like, God. Because I want to go with this group because I want to get in with the, the money and the fame and the fortune and stuff. But like, oh my God.
It just keeps
When I'm
coming
done,
to
when I'm done eating, I walk up to Sus and I look at his bowl and I go, "You're gonna finish that?"
Maybe when you guys leave.
Oh my god. Okay. Anything else you guys would like to talk about? Anything at all? You can talk to the guards. You can talk. Hordak is there. He's been eating as well over with his group of men. The bartender and the barmaid are still there. Not the bartender, but the barkeep and the barmaid that you had rescued before are there. They are the ones that provided you with the meal.
Because like we didn't come to town for the zombie horde, and like I would have been there for at least part of a day, I'm gonna assume that I would have already asked the guards any questions that I would have had, like that I would have normally asked guards walking into a town.
Okay, which is completely reasonable because you guys did show up anywhere from half a day to a full day prior to the start of all of these events. So anything that you could imagine that you would have done before that night that you guys woke up from the nightmare, you can just count as that you had done that if you so choose. If it's anything of any significance and you want to let us know, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we can just move on.
Gruz walks up to Hordak
Mm-hmm.
after it looks like he's done eating. Doesn't want to interrupt him. Uh, so Hordak, right?
Aye.
You said we were going to some castle, some king.
He chuckles. He chuckles a little bit, and he's just like, "Yes, adventurer. We will be heading to the city of Nako, to meet the king of these lands."
What? There's a king.
Why, of course, there's a king. Why else would there be anything other?
Hey, hey, Hordak there, guy. Horses, right? We're not walking this shit, right?
I wish I had the horses to spare. Most of them were killed during the attack. And my men, when we came here initially, only few of us had horses at all.
Can we just ride your men then, or?
He glares at you. Smirks a little bit, but glares at you.
You can hop up on my back with the head.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass there. Thanks, guy.
I think I heard some bard sing about save a horse, ride a soldier.
That sounds familiar.
Hordak chuckles.
What's this king rule over?
King Leon Belmont is our lord. Is the lord of Deathfall. He resides in the capital, Nako.
And a deathfall is. Sorry, I don't come from a very big place.
Okay, so Hordak is going to pull out a map, and it's going to be a world map, which is the same map that you guys all relatively have. I'm going to switch the screen over to it real quick, just so that you guys can wind up see it. So I can explain it a little bit better. So as of right now, you guys are in Irigan, which is the town that you currently reside, where you guys had met up, and then you had gone over to the cave just slightly to the south, and now you've made your way back to Irigan. Nako is to the west by the ocean. Okay, so he pretty much he pulls out the map, winds up showing you where you guys are, where the caves are relatively located, and then he points that and explains that it's a 3-day trip to Nako, which is the capital of Deathfall, which is essentially. I was trying to get this map to show it a little bit better, but pretty much this line that's over here, if you guys can see where I'm pinging, wraps all the way down around, comes back up along the mountains. What the hell did I do? Why are you doing this? There you go. Because you're on the wrong layer. There you go. And pretty much wraps all the way back up around the mountains and then along that entire coast. So that entire area is the Kingdom of Deathfall. Questions?
Nathan walks over to the map, and he realizes that a lot of these, the people he's with haven't met the king yet, and he points at this window right here, or just whatever window is appropriate. But he says, "Hey, that's the window I threw my drum out of and got kicked out of the court band," and then he just walks away.
Hordak just turns and stares at you slowly, and then just looks back and shakes his head slightly and just looks back at the map.
So this dotted line, I've highlighted, of course, some a weird green color.
Yes, I can see what you're pointing at.
So it's the town we're in is a border town then?
Yes, it's a border town along those mountains.
Okay.
And the border stretches past that. Let's see, where the hell is... Here it is, and then the blue. So there you go, like that.
Okay.
So pretty much that, and then everything above, like that, That's all Deathfall.
Cool.
I don't even. I completely forgot that there was a marker tool like that. Thank you. Otherwise, that would have made that whole explanation a little bit easier.
I saw the line. Why do I feel like there's an echo?
Echo. Like this.
Like this.
Sorry.
Am I doing it right? No.
Is this an echo? So
Yes. Echo it is.
Hordak points all that out and then looks back up to you with kind of like a questioning, like anything else you would like to know? Kind of look on his face.
No. And Grizz walks away abruptly.
Hordak just kind of shrugs and rolls up the map, sticks it back into his pouch.
So now that Grizz is gone, I'm gonna eat.
Okay. So you take. I'd say you take about 5-10 minutes to eat. During that time, what does the rest of everybody else like to do?
I'm just gonna stand by the door.
Hodor.
Hold it open, big guy.
Got this.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. The door will be open, and I'll just be standing there like a doorstop.
Nice. Every soldier that comes in and out kind of sees you and greets you kindly until they get close enough to smell you, and then they attempt with everything that they have to not gag or make any kind of like rude gesture, to stay as polite as possible as they walk past you. And each one like greets you, thanks you for holding the door, and carries on.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna get some fresh air outside. So Sess is just gonna get up and walk out.
And out you walk. Why does it always go blue? Okay, so suss it outside. Lucian, Griswold, Nathan.
Nathan
Grizz
goes.
gathers. Oh, God.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Justin.
Grizz gathers up whatever else he has sitting around him. He puts the head back on his belt loop and walks out. Gives a nod to Wog. Morning.
Good morning.
Rock.
Lucian grabs his things and tags along with the rest.
Okay. Hordak. Sorry, Nathan. Nathan, what were you doing?
Nathan's gonna go outside and kind of go to the
Remember, people are streaming turn.
This is just Harry sunglasses.
Just
Harry sunglasses. They're all the rave. All the kids are wearing them. Harry sunglasses.
Inappropriate.
As soon
It's
as I
creative.
saw- It looked like butt cheeks at first. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this get any further.
Oh,
I may
my
be
God.
gone for 2 weeks, but it's not worth the Twitch ban.
Okay, so pretty much everybody winds up eating, talking with Hordak, and then a little bit of talking amongst each other. And then everybody winds up, as you're moving outside, Hordak sees that everybody is ready. He winds up getting his stuff together, finishing up his meal. He speaks with a couple of his guys, and then he winds up joining you outside, to which he instructs you guys. He winds up addressing everyone and asking them if they are ready to head out.
I'm good to go.
Sir?
Yeah, let's do this.
Are you gonna say sus?
What?
That's what sus looks like. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, sus.
Oh, he needs some Harry sunglasses. So I'll just
Moon,
draw some
Harry
right here.
sunglasses. Okay, so everybody winds up getting ready. Hordak leads the group towards the edge of the town, and he pretty much winds up. Jesus Christ, what have I started? He pretty much informs everyone that it is going to be a 3-day travel. During that time frame, you guys will be on foot, and you'll be setting up camp
Apes.
at night. So it'll be the way that this is going to wind up working, just so that since this is the first time we're going to be doing an extended travel such as this, every day I will roll a die. And whatever number that die lands on is essentially what winds up happening on that day. And I would be doing the same thing for the nights. So it'll be essentially completely random as to what will wind up happening, like what event can possibly occur. But it's up to you guys when I read off the event as to how you would like to proceed.
Fingers crossed for day 1 Ancient Dragon.
Day 1 Ancient Dragon, Jesus. Well, that was a good session.
Right.
Time to...
And now Deathfall is gone.
Yay!
At least they don't have a zombie problem anymore.
Yeah. They don't have a life... They have a life... they don't even have a life problem anymore. So I'm just essentially going to move us over to this map.
All the hairy glasses are gone.
Poor hairy glasses. Okay, so let's roll a die. We're gonna do
Roll that die. Roll that die.
All right. Wow. Well, I'm sorry. And as you guys travel, you head out from the town. It's a good 2 hours of just walking. You guys are essentially walking like northwest, essentially. More west than north, but as you are moving across the land, you guys wind up coming across an overturned beer cart lying in the road. Everyone give me a perception check.
Ooh, yeah.
Holy shit. Everyone except Lucian hit over a 20. Damn. Lucian is lost in his own like little world. He's not paying attention whatsoever. But everybody else can hear a loud, deep snoring sound coming from up over the hill.
Like up over the hill that we see the overturned cart
Yes, so there is a cart laying in front of you guys, about 10 feet in front of you guys, overturned on the road. Off to the left is a hill, and you can hear the loud snoring sound coming from the other side of that hill.
Can I give a sniff to see if I can figure out what it is?
Sure. I'm assuming that would be another perception check?
Perception check, I get advantage because of my bear senses.
Then yes.
Oh, sense it, bear.
Senses.
I can barely stand that ability.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. So you, as you start sniffing the air, you can smell large quantities of alcohol that has been spilled, but you can also smell a rank stench of a creature that clearly has not bathed in a while, and it is coming from over top of that hill.
Oh.
But Wog, you're right here.
I thought it was me.
Not the same. Not the same stench.
Family?
More of like a creature that just like lives outdoors, and just doesn't really have like the best of hygiene.
Yeah. So me?
Not one that is intentionally sticking rotten things inside of its shell to smell worse.
Question.
Yes.
Is the map supposed to be blank?
Yes. It's more of
Okay.
just it's more like if there's a battle, this is where we'll wind up just doing it essentially.
So we're in imagination land. Gotcha.
We're in imagination land a bit, yes.
Imagination.
I'm gonna grab my clubs and shillelagh symbiotic.
Okay. Now I do have a question for Griswold. Now, with your animal senses, are
Yeah.
you expecting to be able to tell what type of creature it is by smell, or are you just expecting to be able to smell all the different scents that are in the air?
I was expecting to know what kind of creature it was, being a more primal individual
Okay.
that I may have come across at some point in my travels.
Since you rolled a d20, since you rolled a natural 20, let's give me a high or a low.
Hi.
High. You were able to tell that you've run into a creature that smelled similar to this creature. The alcohol is making it a little bit difficult, but you're pretty sure that it is some type of troll.
Keep your eyes peeled. We might have a troll ahead. Pretty drunk by the smell of it.
Well, why don't you just go over there and smack it while it's drunk?
By all means, go right ahead.
Hey,
Not
nah,
having-
I'm good.
Not having heard that colloquialism before, I like start straining like my eyes, like trying to figure out what he means, like almost like bulging them out of my head type deal. Almost, not actually doing it, but like
Gotcha.
trying to figure out what he means.
Okay. So the floor is your guys. You're standing on the road. There's the cart knocked over in front of you. That's just been completely overturned. There's no horses that would have pulled it. There's no rider. It's just an overturned beer cart, and you've heard from Griswold that he smells the alcohol, and he can smell what he thinks is a troll. And you hear loud snoring up over the hill and off to your left.
Nathan goes up to Hordak, and he asks him, just like quietly, so that only Hordak can really hear him. And he goes, "Is this part of the contract with the king that we have to also kill creatures on our road to the mission, or do we get some extra pay if we jump in there and take care of this troll?"
Well, as a knight of this kingdom, my duty is if this creature poses a threat to the citizens, then I would obviously have to step in. But part of your contract, no, I would say that is not an obligation of yours.
Okay, so you'll put in a good word with the king then if we help you out if this turns into anything, right?
Certainly.
Nathan looks over at Grizz and Wog and Sus,
And he just
he
like
goes,
fuck them up.
Yeah, like, are we gonna do this?
I've never fought a troll before.
Was someone not thinking about doing this? Because I was thinking about doing this.
Nathan goes into a rage.
Okay. So you're all still standing. You guys, nobody has eyes on it as of right now. Nobody's moved. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to cautiously approach.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth with advantage. Okay. Anybody else moving along with him?
Yeah, Nathan went
Yeah.
into a rage and he's running with his axe above his head.
But yeah,
So
Grizz is right there
not-
next to Nathan.
So not stealth.
Yeah, no, there's no
Okay.
stealth about
So
it. It
Wog
is-
is okay. So
Okay, I'll take when they pass me, I'll take the queue and run like just behind them then.
okay. Sus, what would you like to be doing this?
I'm just gonna hang back and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna pull my bag of holding down and start pulling my bagpipes out.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make some popcorn.
Yeah. Um, Lucian, what would you like to be doing? As of right now, what you have seen is you watched Griswold sniff the air, explain to you guys what he smelled. You saw Nathan go over and speak to Hordak, and then turn around and talk to you guys, and then go into the rage and take off running. Griswold has taken off running with him. Wog was already on his way, like creeping along, and they've made it just to the point where they're passing Wog, and you see Wog start to pick up the pace. And Sus has not moved, but taken his bag out and is pulling out an instrument.
I just stay along with Sus.
Okay. So, as the group, the three of you, reach the top of the hill, and you look over the hill, and laying down towards the bottom side of the hill is a troll that is asleep, facing away from you guys, with emptied and broken open kegs laying around.
Should we be seeing this, or are we in our head right now?
I'm doing it. And then you would have Lucian and Sus back there. And the troll is asleep and snoring very loudly.
So at this moment, Sus is gonna look over to Lucian and kind of backhand tap him on the pec and be like, "Check this shit out." And I'm just gonna start wailing on these pipes. natural 20 performance check.
Damn. Okay, so you pull out these bagpipes, take a huge breath, and just start playing the shit out of them. It's super loud, sounds amazing. The troll is startled and just quickly like sits up in a fright and just is kind of like looking around like, what? And he kind of like looks out behind him towards the direction of the sound, and he's now staring at Nathan, Griswold, and Wog. Yes, everyone give me initiative, please. I was just about to say it, too. Oh, man. Okay, so this would be... How do I take you... There we go. Did it update everything? It did not, so I have to manually, which isn't a terrible...
Yeah, we forgot to click our tokens.
Oh yeah. Rip. Do we have to re-roll then?
No,
Oh,
I can very easily just adjust it.
I'm not able to click my token actually. Oh wait, because I'm in the paint. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I'm good.
Nathan, did you roll one, please?
He did. 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says Justin. I was looking for Nathan.
Yeah, got it.
Griswold got a 6. Okay, and Lucian. I don't have one from.
Wait, roll d12, right?
No. In your character sheet, it'll have an initiative.
It's a D20 plus your dex plus any bonuses you might have.
Oh.
Oh, damn. Way to go, Lucian. Okay, so Lucian will be going first. Mind you, you're still on the other end, the other side of the hill. You've heard the bagpipes go off, obviously, because they're right next to your head. But over that, you could hear the commotion on the other side of the troll waking up and like grunting and making noise, but you still have you still have no line of sight.
Okay, so I have no line of sight, but I can hear it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I asked us this silly question. Was playing your instruments the plan to wake it up?
You know, I heard these fuckers talking about me in the bar about, is he a bard? I don't know. So I figured, well, this will fucking show him. Nailed it. And then I go back to playing.
Fantastic.
Because I'm still nailing it.
Absolutely. You wrote a 20. You were slaying it on these bagpipes.
And I'll just end my turn with that question.
Okay. I forgot one character.
Are you playing Susu Studio?
No.
Oh.
I did forget one character. Hordak is a thing. So Hordak actually goes second. So upon seeing the group run up to the top of the hill, and then Sus pull out his instrument and start playing, Hordak has just been kind of watching, and then decides to make his way up to the top of the hill. And as soon as he sees the troll, you guys can just hear him go, "By the gods," and just kind of looks at everyone and then says, "What is your attention, heroes?"
Well, you said if we killed the thing, we'd be rewarded. So I'm gonna kill the thing.
I want a finger.
You want to finger what?
The hand from the troll. Was that not obvious?
All right. Nathan just goes back to looking at the troll.
Okay, so Hordak takes out his heavy crossbow and lets loose a bolt at the troll, striking it in its left back, in its back, on right around its like left shoulder. The creature lets out an exclaim in pain, and then gets itself up to its feet and turns around as it's trying to like reach back to like pluck out this bolt from its back. As it's swaying just a little bit, and has now like directed its attention towards all you guys and grabs the bolt, pulls it out and looks at it, snaps it in its fingers just by kind of pressing on it, and then just screams like just right at all of you guys, but has not moved yet. That goes to Sus. You have now heard. You watched Hordak move to the top of the hill. You saw him pull out his crossbow and fire at something on the other end, at the other side, and then you heard the loud roar.
Perfect. I'm going for Act 2.
Okay.
It's only a 10. I'm definitely Act 2 sucks.
You
It's average.
You performed so well on the first act that you felt so good about it that you kind of overexerted yourself, so now you feel slightly out of breath. So it's still good. It still sounds amazing. but it's a clear change between the two.
Nathan looks over at Wog and he goes, "He's good, but he only knows one song."
I do the best turtle shrug I can do.
Oh no, Act 2 is a reprise, so it's like a totally different. I mean, there is a shared melody and theme, but it's different.
So it's like listening to Rush.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was just meaning that you got a nat 20 on the first one versus a 10, so it's obviously not played.
Oh, I know.
Okay. That goes to Sus. Is that all that you wish to do? Is just continue playing the music?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Just gonna stay here, and I'm gonna give them some battle music.
I love it.
Since they always wanted me to play, and I'm now going to pick the most inappropriate time to do so.
Seems pretty sus.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do.
That I love it. Okay, then that goes to Wog.
Gonna go ahead and oh, I'm not on the dang it. That's the okay. Just do one of these jobs right here, and then this and this. First one is only an 8 to hit. Second one is a 16 to hit.
The first one misses.
So
As you're moving down the hill, you kind of lose your footing just a little bit on the first swing, but you're able to regain your balance and you come back in with the second.
Okay. 16 damage. 10 bludgeon, 6 necrotic.
Okay. As you strike, he's still like just finishing his roar. As you come down and you strike him in the left thigh. Where you strike leaves like a blackened, withered skin mark on his leg. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
That is all.
Okay. That goes to Griswold.
Grizz
I
is
just
gonna
deleted.
charge up ahead. 20 feet or so here. And he is going to swing his great sword at the troll with flanking. That is only a 12 to hit.
How did I do this? Just 9, stupid. Just 9. Okay. So, because I clicked the wrong thing, I went out of turn just slightly. It was Nathan's turn. But you move up and you do what? Sorry?
I swing my great sword at it.
Okay.
And got it with advantage for flanking.
Mhm.
And got a 12.
You successfully hit. You come up and you hit and you strike him right in his right about where his hip is on his right side.
Okay.
He's looking at you guys, so I turn him around. Okay, and you do how much damage?
15. 15 slashing.
Okay. The troll recoils from the hit on both sides and kind of lets out a grunt of pain and has now kind of focused its attention downward more towards the two of you. The two of you's general area. Anything else you'd like to do?
Directly in front of the troll's face, Chris is gonna manifest his echo. Gonna slam his foot on the ground and just have it appear. Hoping to sort of distract it with the shimmering image of me.
Okay.
It is quite distracting.
And trolls are pretty dumb usually.
Shing, shing, sparkle, sparkle. And on top of it, he is slightly inebriated.
Exactly.
As the Shadow Grizz manifests, the troll was in the process of already looking downwards, and he watches as this, to him, this creature appears in front of him, and he lets out like a, almost like a, like that. He seems confused.
Mm-hmm.
That goes to Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan will run up to here, right next to Shadow Grizz, and we'll take an axe with rage advantage. That is a 18 to hit, 17 damage.
You mean 15?
It's 15, but when I'm in a rage, it's +2.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, you come in and you just you ask him a question, and it comes down right into his like right above his kneecap, of his left leg, like into the actual like thigh, but like right in line in the front of his leg, above his kneecap.
Cool. That's my turn.
Okay, that goes back up to Lucian.
Okay, I'm going to move about right here and take a shot with my bow.
So you would have to move forward at least 10 feet.
At least 10 feet?
Yeah,
Like
to
right
about
here?
to about here. Yeah.
All right.
Because you got to remember, it's a hill. So just moving to the side, you still don't have a clear shot. You have to move upwards a little bit. Even though you're moving forward, you're moving up the hill a bit. So you're at a lower, like where Hordak and all of them were. They went up essentially over the peak of it. So now you're off to the side at a lower angle, able to hit him now.
Okay. 10, 11.
So you fire your bow and you just barely miss him, sending an arrow right whizzing past his head. So that go. Anything else you would like to do?
No, hold on, my turn there.
Okay. Then that goes to Hordak, who is going to fire another crossbow bolt, and he winds up missing as well. You guys can hear him up on the hill, like cursing at himself. He's just up there, just like, Mother God, by the gods, and he's just like trying to like mess with his crossbow to try and like put another bolt in, but he seems to be very frustrated with it. That goes to the troll, who is going
Gonna
to. Sorry.
Do a Constitution save.
Oh, yep.
He's-
Good call.
Passes.
So. Oh, Jesus. Dropping shit. All right. So. The troll, upon watching the Shadow Grizz appear in front of him, was already in the process of looking downwards from the 2 attacks that he had previously received. So he immediately lunges forward and just bites at Shadow Grizz, attempting to just like bite his head off. So
Yeah.
obviously he bites, Shadow Grizz disappears. We're just going to move him right there for right now, just because I know that if you bring it back in anything along those lines, you have access to him. And then from there, he immediately bites and swipes up one claw at Griswold and another claw at Nathan. So we have a 19 to hit, and each of you take 8 damage.
Okay.
And then that goes to Sus.
Okay. Let's see. So I am going to. Sus is going to move up right here.
You are now standing
And-
pretty much at the peak of the hill.
Perfect. And I'm gonna take my bag inflating pipe out of my mouth for a second, and I'm going to cast hideous laughter on the troll.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom save.
I got a 17.
What a wise troll.
It-
For
what
a drunk troll, he has
Yeah, no
a
shit.
constitution and he's
just
very
saying.
smart.
No, he's not smart. He's just very, very wise, apparently.
He's read a couple upside down books in his day. Like,
he's eaten quite the library.
yeah.
So yeah,
I guess I'm just gonna keep playing.
okay.
He dated a librarian once.
And you're playing amazingly.
Mm.
You're definitely keeping it up, and it's a very triumphant bagpipe sound. So that then
And
goes
that's
to that goes to Wog.
Okay, I'll do my turn quick, and then I probably have to address something upstairs.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do more melee attacks because it's what I do. First one was a 20 to hit. The second one was a 25 to hit.
Okay. Both hit.
16 damage on the first one and 9 damage on the second one.
Okay. So you're just beating the hell out of his left leg right now, and he lets out a cry of pain. As he seemed to have like been as Sus tried to cast his spell on him, he seemed to like shake it off a little bit, but then like just lets out like a and looks down like, and now he is just staring directly at you, and he is just furious.
I give him my best seductive wink, and then end my turn.
The troll is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
Nathan's just gonna. He hears the third song that Sus is playing, and he thinks to himself, "Oh, he really comes around in the third act." And then he just takes another swing with his great axe,
Okay.
and that's gonna be a nat 20
Very nice.
for 17 damage.
Okay. So you come down with your axe again and essentially hit the same exact spot on his left leg, just above the kneecap. And you can feel as you come down that you have struck bone. You didn't hear any cracks or anything along those lines, but you do feel that you were cutting through flesh and you struck the bone. The troll has let out a loud cry, and its one hand has come down because you struck and you pulled your great axe away afterwards, and his hand has come down and is now grasping where you had hit.
Awesome, love that. That's Nathan's turn.
Okay. Then that goes to Griswold.
Grizz is gonna muster up his echo again. This time behind the troll.
You can just put it wherever you would like.
Oh, there it is. And then I'm gonna make an attack as well as use one of my fighter class abilities. Unleash Incarnation. Lets me, whenever I make an attack action, I can make a second attack action from or make an additional melee attack from the Echo's position. So
Okay.
it'll be 2 attacks.
Okay. So the first attack, and then the second one.
Yep.
Okay. Both wind up hitting.
And for 15 and 12.
Okay. So you hit him for the 15 the first time, and then you strike him for the 12 the second time. The troll lets out a groan. So the first one comes from his right side, and
Yeah.
he is currently leaning slightly because he's reached down and he's grasping his left leg, holding the wound. So you strike him on his right side, and he kind of folds over with the hit towards his left. And as he's trying to like re-stand himself back up, your shadow comes in and strikes him across the back, and he kind of just loosens his grip on his leg, lets out almost a sigh, as like almost as if like the wind has just been completely knocked out of him, and he collapses forward, flat down on his face.
Awesome.
What would you guys like to do?
Grizz immediately goes to cut off one of the fingers.
Okay. So that goes to Lucian. Lucian, I'm going to pause you right there. Lucian, what would you like to do? You just watched this creature get struck by Griswold and by the shadow, and it just like let out this like sigh, like I said, and collapsed to the ground. And Grizz has leaned over and is like making his way towards trying to grab one of the fingers.
Like, is the creature dead?
You tell me.
Okay.
Do you know you at this point no one has done like a knowledge check. No one knows if they know anything. Currently nobody knows if they know anything about trolls, anything along those lines. So as far as you have seen, it collapsed and is dead like any other creature.
I mean, I assume that I probably would have fought them in like a creature match or would have seen them fought in the arenas. Like that's what perked up my interest about never fighting them.
Yeah.
So I'd probably recognize when they're incapacitated versus dead.
You can by all means roll me a knowledge check just to see if you recognize that.
You want me to do perception? There isn't like knowledge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I guess normally I do like to know things about creatures. I use history.
Okay. Or maybe insight, because I'm getting insight from the creature.
Let's do a history first to see if because you were part of the thing, part of all of those the gladiator stuff and like that, it's whether or not you actually notice that and learn that during that time. So a 15, yes, you would be able to recognize some traits about a troll. So go ahead and roll me the other roll.
The insight?
Yes, the insight.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. So Wog is currently able to tell that the troll is down but not dead. And you remember seeing this before. You don't 100% know how it works, but you've seen a troll go down like this and get back up.
I believe it to be feigning.
Oops.
That's all I say.
Okay. That's still Lucian. What would you like to do? You do hear him exclaim this, that he thinks it's feigning, but faking.
Man, how far
Same.
am I from the creature?
That's a very
30 feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move close to the creature,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to try something.
Sure.
Can I use the speak to animals spell?
Okay, so yes, you can, but I will advise you that technically trolls don't fall under that category. They have intelligence, they have their own language.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
like
some of them can even speak common.
Exactly. So speak to animals would be more along the lines if you came across like a dog or a squirrel or a bear or something along those lines. Something that in it, because every creature has its own like base category that it falls into. Trolls are their own category.
Okay.
So you're more than welcome if you want to play your character that he wouldn't know that and he wants to attempt to do it. By all means, you can. I just want you as a player to know more how that works.
Okay. I just was curious on it.
So again, if you think that your character would do that, play to your character. I just wanted you as a player outside of the game to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beasts. There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
Beasts is the category I was trying to think of. So any creature that would fall under the beast category would be considered that. So technically, casting a speak to animals, even though Griswold can speak common, you would be able to speak to Griswold a little bit differently.
I could speak bear to you.
Pretty much. You would be at this point able to understand him speaking bear.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I can ask for like a favor. Eating. I ask it where it came from and if there's like any type of nearby.
So you were attempting to ask the troll this.
Yes.
Okay. So as you cast this spell on yourself to enable yourself to speak with animals, you begin attempting to communicate with it, and you're trying to ask it these things, but you're getting no response from it. It doesn't seem to move. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Damn it. No answer. And I'll end my turn with that.
Okay. So as you're doing this, you've moved in the process, because you got to think everything's in the same, about 6 seconds. So while you were moving up and doing this to the troll, that is when Wog is turning around and saying that he's seen this before. He said that he believes it to be feigning. In that moment, as Wog exclaims that, Hordak, it fires another arrow, another bolt into. Let me roll for that first before I misspeak. Yes. So Hordak fires another bolt directly into the creature's back and yells out from the top of the hill, "Beware, adventurers! Trolls don't die unless you burn them." So he has fired this bolt into its back, and the troll lets out a cry. Snatching, Griswold, you were in the process of reaching down to get to its hand. You didn't make it there in time, and it closes its fist, kind of like hits it against the ground and begins to stand, try to get back up. As it's doing that, everyone can see that the wounds that you had inflicted in it are slowly healing themselves. The very first strike that Wog had hit in its side that had caused the necrotic damage, all of that necrotic damage is gone now. The black withered skin has turned back to normal color. It hasn't fully healed, but it's no longer blackened and like falling off anymore. The cut in its leg has partially closed. And as it is attempting to use its one fist to like push itself up, it attempts to bite Griswold and slash its hand at its other claw, its left claw, at Nathan, as it's attempting to like kind of hold itself up with this one fist.
Does it take attacks or opportunity attacks?
No, because it hasn't fully tried to get up. It's more or less just like it's still laying down, but essentially, like imagine if like you were like stretching out your abdomen and you like use your hands to like arch your back. It's essentially doing that. So it's still down, but just not laying perfectly flat. And it's just trying to attack while it's laying on the ground for the most part. So that and that. So the bite on Griswold is an 18 to hit with 8 damage.
And that's with, I guess, disadvantage since
Yep.
it's laying down?
Yep.
Okay.
And the claw attack on Nathan was a 9 to hit. So that wound up missing. And then, oops, shit. And then that goes to Sus.
This is taking a little longer than I thought they would take, so I'm gonna start putting the bagpipes away, get my crossbow out. And that's probably my turn, because it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Well, I mean, you can also like you could do like a perception check, or you do any type of skill check, anything along those lines while you're doing it, if you so choose.
Is anyone hurting real bad? Suppose I could do a bonus action healing word. No, never mind. That's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, save it.
Then that goes to Wog.
I'm just gonna keep wailing on it.
Okay.
First hit is an 18. Second hit is also an 18.
Both hit.
11 damage and 14 damage.
Okay. As you do this, the creature essentially you on the second hit, the creature seems to lose its strength again, and it collapses back down. The fist that was holding it up seems to lose strength, and it just like kind of like slumps back down onto the ground. It doesn't go lifeless like it did before, but it did seem to lose all of its strength.
Quick, someone fetch a lantern.
That goes to Nathan.
Nathan has nothing fire-wise to do, so he's just gonna swing again in his rage. And 13 to hit.
You hit.
It's 15 damage.
Okay.
And yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. That goes to Griswold.
So it's lying flat on its stomach?
Yes.
I got nothing to burn it with either. I just used my flint back in the dungeon. And then Grizz is going, can I stand up on the troll's back and stab down through it?
Yes. If you so like.
Yes. That's with advantage as well, because he's prone.
Prone and flanked.
Yeah.
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 18 to hit,
You hit.
10 damage.
Another 10. Okay.
And standing on his back, I guess.
Yeah, so you are currently standing on top of him. Yeah, there you go. Anything else?
Someone bring some fire over here and let me get off before you light it.
Okay, that goes up to Lucian.
Hmm. Before they burn it, or unless they're already burning it, I would like to look or investigate it, see if there's any like marks or something on the beast.
Sure. You find nothing of interest. No markings, anything along those lines. A few scars here and there, but nothing that stands out to you.
Seems very strange that this creature just appears here. And nonetheless, I suppose we should burn it. and then I just end my turn with that.
In that moment, Hordak takes his crossbow and throws it back over top of his shoulder, and he pulls his we'll say backpack, his pack around him, and starts digging through it, and pulls out a lantern that is full of oil, and is able to move down in front of the beast, looks up to Griswold and says, "Watch out."
Grizz watches out.
So he at this moment he's moved up to the body, and he says, "Watch out," and he's holding the lantern above his head as if he's about to smash it onto the creature. So come his next turn, that is what he's going to wind up doing. So it goes back to the troll.
Fours.
Yes.
Constitution save.
No shit. Okay. I'm still doing that with that by accident. He got a 12.
That he fails and takes 6 necrotic damage.
Okay. He has attempted to reach his arm up, his right arm up to try and grab Griswold, but he's not able to fully reach you. So he is working at trying to get you, and he's going to attempt to, while laying on the ground, swipe at Nathan with his claws. $23 to hit. 8 damage.
That hits.
That goes to Sus.
Now, while I'm trying to put my bagpipes away and get my crossbow out, I hear them calling for fire, so I start rummaging around to see if I have anything to produce said fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realize that Hardak's got a lantern, and I think, oh, sweet. So I pull my bagpipes back out, because I figure a little music and a barbecue, and I start playing.
Okay.
And it's not great this time.
It's not your best. It's not your
No.
best. You're still kind of fuddling with like your bag. You're trying to get it to like loop back onto your shoulder as you start playing at the same time. So it's a little off.
Yeah, but barbecue in a show.
Right? That goes to Wog.
So we're off the road right now, right?
Yes.
And I see like foliage on the map. Is there like bushes and thicket and stuff like that we're in, or is it just like a clearing?
It's essentially a clearing. There are bushes here and there. There are a couple trees spread out and about. But it's
Does there happen to be bushes like at the troll's feet?
No.
No? Okay. But there's like long grass and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like it's not like a kept field. It's just open field.
Okay. And is Hordak's lantern that he has it's not lit, right?
It is not lit, but you do see that it has like full oil. So if he bashes this onto the creature, it's going to spread the oil all over the creature.
Okay. I mean, I can't really produce fire, so I'll just keep on bashing.
Woo!
Can't resurrect if he doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
First one was a 21 to hit. Second one was a 19 to hit.
Both hit.
16 damage and 11 damage.
Okay. Great mighty blows into the back of its. I'm assuming you're going for its head.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
right into the back of the skull.
Yep. Then just bashing away at the back of its head. There goes to Nathan.
He's gonna take another attack at it. Same kind of idea as Dog here. And I did make a rage one, so it gives me the extra plus. It's a dirty 20 to 12.
Okay. You wind up coming down with your Great axe, and I'm assuming you're going into the. You wind up coming down. You hit it like in the back of its head, and a little bit of its neck.
Perfect. That's my turn.
Okay, Griswold.
Grizz is going to magically swap places with his echo. And then his echo is going to swing down and attack the troll.
Okay.
$11 to hit.
He winds up missing.
Oh wait, that's with advantage. Also only a 7, so miss.
You wind up swapping places, and he comes down trying to like stab straight down into it, and winds up as the two others strike the left side of its head, it winds up moving it just enough so that your sword winds up missing its mark.
Gotcha. Burn it now.
Okay, Lucian.
I put my bow down and take out my longsword and swing for an attack.
Okay. Are you using one hand or two?
Two.
Okay, so you wind up hitting, and you come down, and you wind up striking the creature.
Ten.
Anything else?
No. I'll end my turn right there.
Okay. Hordak, upon watching you swap places and then yell out to burn it now, he comes down with the lantern and slams it onto the back of the directly like the center of the shoulder blades of the creature. The lantern shatters and covers the entire back of the creature with the lantern oil. He while you were during this process, you were also all swinging and attacking it. Hordak winds up yelling out, and he's like, "You fools! Someone produce flint and steel! Your attacks mean nothing. We must burn it."
Oh, it's my flint.
Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. And then at that moment, the creature swipes with both arms, one at Nathan and one at Hordak.
Oh, spores.
Ah, yes. That's Constitution, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 21.
You're fine. At the very least, when you pass, you're wasting a good roll.
Yes.
Or not.
Yes. So, he winds up making contact with both, and it does 11 damage to both Hordak and Nathan. And that goes to Sus.
Well, Sus doesn't have a flint and steel because he just checked his bag. So, 21 performance.
You are killing it. You are just rocking out real hard. It goes
Yep,
to Wog.
that's it.
Wog just kind of exclaims that he also doesn't have any form of fire, and yeah, just keeps on wailing on it. At least trying to keep it down.
Okay.
21 for the first hit, 22 for the second hit.
Okay. You don't even have to at this point. You guys don't even have to give me damage because essentially that's what you are doing. You are just pinning it on the ground and preventing it from essentially healing to get back up. So that goes to Nathan.
Nathan, I have a question.
Yeah.
The spell. Hold on, let's see if I can compare it. You know what? Never mind. It's just sound. It's not actual physical. Nathan is on like death's door here. He does not have the means to light this thing on fire either.
Oh Jesus.
He's gonna swing one more time and hope that somebody can pull it through, even if it's Hodak himself. Here we go.
Hodak. He's a hoe.
Oh, that's 15 damage. 17 hits, right?
Yep, 17 hits.
Okay.
Okay, that goes to Griswold.
Are there any good
Nathan?
rocks around?
Any good what?
Rocks.
Give me a perception to look around for one. What kind of rock are you looking for?
One I can make strike a spark off of.
So, okay, so you're essentially looking for some flint.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jesus, I hate when this does that. Give me a high or low.
Hi.
Success. You find a small piece of flint right about here.
Grizz goes to pick it up, and then he uses the steel he has to get a spark off of, or onto the troll, onto the oil.
Okay, give me a I'm gonna assume that's a performance because you're attempting to perform an
Survival?
action. Survival. There you go. That's a better one.
Yeah.
10.
Survival over 10. You are not able to get a spark that'll actually ignite the oil. But
That is
you are,
the end of his
but you
turn,
are,
then.
yeah, but you are in the process of attempting to light it at least. So that goes up to Lucian. You have just watched him go and pick up a stone, and he's trying to light this creature on fire.
I will take one last swing at the creature with my longsword both hands.
Okay.
18-8.
Yep. You successfully hit it, and you wind up stabbing it in the back. Well, stabbing it in its left shoulder. Sorry.
Okay.
That goes to Hordak, who also is going to pull out his flint and steel, and he is going to attempt to light it as well. Where do I? It won't let me do
With
that.
wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay, thank you.
And I'm assuming he's proficient in it.
Yeah. So that'd be the first one, which is a +2. He strikes it, and he is also unable to initially ignite the oil. Goes to the troll. The troll attempts to.
Wars.
Wrong one. There we go.
He's got
He-
all sorts of mushrooms growing out of him at this point.
Yeah, he really does. He's just really starting to turn into a mushroom himself. So he fails.
7 necrotic damage. Not that it matters.
Okay. Well, if it was enough, it would stop him from attacking on that turn.
I mean, we just out of character knowing that they regenerate 10 health a turn,
Mm-hmm.
we just have to collectively do 10 damage a turn until he's on fire.
Yeah.
So,
So, well, that's if I didn't tweak the creature.
true.
Tweak the creature.
Tweak the creature. That
But
goes to
either
sus.
way, we're probably doing way over his regeneration rate.
Mm-hmm. That goes to sus.
So Sus watched Grizz search for Flint and fail to strike. So I'm gonna pull my mouth off of my pipe there for a second and shout, "Come on, Griswold, light that fire!" And then give him Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
Awesome. What die is that?
It would be a D6. And then I'm gonna go back to playing.
Woo. That goes to Wog.
You know what's going on.
Kaboom boom.
Wait, was that my offhand? Yeah, that was my offhand. There we go. A 22 and a 19.
Okay.
And 11 and 12 damage.
Okay. That goes to Nathan.
Nathan is going to. He'd swing again. He's gonna swing one more time.
Okay.
19 for 9.
Okay. That goes to Griswold.
I'm gonna try and light him again with using the Bardic Inspiration this time as well.
All right, you are able to finally light the oil.
Yeah, you nailed that one.
You are able to light the oil, which sets the entire troll on the troll's back on fire. At this point, enough time has elapsed that the oil has kind of spread down along its shoulders, over around its side, down onto the grass just slightly. So its back has lit on fire. Its hair has now ignited. The grass around it is slowly starting to burn. The troll lets out like a roar, and then kind of like it's just like a and then it just fades, and it has just fallen completely limp. Hordak stands, kind of just like grabs his flint and steel, stuffs it into the bag, and just turns around and starts heading back up the hill over to the other side where the road is. He's kind of just like storming off.
Grizz packages away his new flint into his tinderbox to put it back together.
Okay. You guys are completely out of initiative. You can do whatever you would like right now.
Sus is gonna stop playing and put his pipes away
Okay.
back in his bag.
Grab my bow and I guess that one arrow I shot.
Okay. You're able to get it.
Any salvageable fingers?
In the amount of time that it's doing what it is doing, you're able to cut one finger off before the body seems to, because as the fire, it seems to be reacting with the fire, so the body is kind of shriveling up, but you're able to cut one finger off in the meantime. The pinky finger.
Awesome.
Pinky finger of the right hand. Anyone else want to do anything before you guys head on?
Nathan's not feeling so good. He follows Hordak as he's walking back, and as he walks past us, he goes, "Nice pipes," and just keeps walking.
As he does that, I'm gonna smack him on the back and say, "Hey, thanks, man," and do a cure wounds. Level 1 for 10.
Damn.
Ooh, thank you. Nathan doesn't say anything to you, but he smiles as he walks past.
Okay.
As he goes, I'm gonna be a like lower voice behind him. It's like, "Fucking not a great bard, huh, son of a bitch." No deal.
Okay. We're gonna be moving on, essentially. I say forward. So yeah, you guys were able to defeat that. Hordak as kind of just like walked away, essentially stormed back off over the hill and back to the path, and is just kind of standing over there, inspecting the cart slightly, waiting for you guys.
Yeah, Nathan puts his head under one of the kegs and just takes a couple gulps. Nothing to get himself drunk, but you know he needed a refresher after that fight.
So first, I'll need you to investigate to see if there's even any that have liquid left in them.
Oh, did the troll drink them all?
Trolls, am I right?
You were able in one of the kegs. You were able to find just a sip of more, a sip of the wine that was in there.
Perfect. Sip it up and go join Hordak and get ready to move on.
My apologies.
Yes.
Beer. It's beer.
Beer.
Yeah,
Love it even
it's an ale. Sorry. I misread the thing. So Hordak watches you do that, and he kind of just looks back, sees that everyone's like kind of walking towards him, and he just starts walking down the road again.
This is gonna kind of hurry walk over to Nathan and hey, you got another sip in there for me? I'm a little parched after that performance. You understand?
He cups his hand, spits it back into his hand.
Yeah, Nathan looks. He says, "You can try, but I don't think there's much left in that."
Oh man. Okay.
Sorry about that. Maybe try blowing a little less next time, and swing a little bit more.
Oh, you're a funny guy. Yeah, that's great advice there. Thanks.
You know, there's a time for music, and there's a time for.
Yeah, Sasha's just gonna walk straight off. Doesn't even need to hear this from Nathan.
Just walks away from him.
Yeah, just as soon as he says there's a time for music, he's just gonna fucking go. Like his eyes glass over, just straight turns and walks away.
Nathan just thinks to himself, "Hey, I'm just repeating everything I heard my whole childhood, so maybe this guy's got something figured out." But Sus does not know that Nathan is thinking that at all.
Okay. So you're not taking offense to it?
No,
Okay.
not at all, because he sees himself in Sus. He's just tried to deny that whole thing.
Giggity.
Of yeah.
Hey, maybe later. And that's a couple of gold, bud.
You're gonna have to share more of that ale.
Don't we all see a little bit of ourselves inside Sus?
Whoa, not getting room with all y'all.
All right, let's take it back a step.
There is not consent.
Not yet.
Okay, is there anything else you guys would like to do, or do you want to just continue on with Hordak? Essentially, you're going to be, I'm going to wind up rolling for the night. So, for the most part, it's about noon. Roundabout. So you guys have the rest of the day of just walking. That's the only event that's going to wind up happening. You guys, if you want to just skip the rest of the day, we can. If there's anything that you want to attempt to do during that time frame, you do have several hours before you guys are going to be stopping and setting up camp.
I think we just keep cruising. My opinion is we keep cruising.
Okay.
I mean, Sus is already walking with Hordak.
Okay.
I'm on the road again.
On the road again.
Yeah, same.
All good by me.
Okay, so you guys pretty much just walk around, continue forward, mindless banter, like as you guys are going. A lot of points in time, it's very just quiet. You guys just traveling, and then the sun begins to set. Hordak turns to everyone and points out an area and says, "We should set up camp for the night here." Is anyone going to argue?
All right.
Nathan's gonna do a perception check. So, oh shoot, it was with advantage.
That's fine. We just take the first one, which would be an 18.
Cool.
Perception of what?
of the surrounding area and if it would be good to camp in?
You see that Hordak has picked a good area to camp for the night. He didn't just randomly go, "Hey, let's camp here." You can tell that he is a seasoned knight, and he clearly has traveled before. He took survey of the land and has picked an appropriate place to camp for the evening.
Cool. Nathan puts out his sleeping bag and goes to sleep immediately.
Okay. The sun's not even set yet. Like
Yeah, he got down to 3 HP in that last fight. Nathan is exhausted.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. All right. So pretty much for the rest of the night, it's relatively quiet. You guys take away one ration from your stocks, pretty much for the lunch and the dinner.
I good, Barry.
Oh, yeah, and you good, Barry. Which is perfectly
Get a
fine.
full rest, long rest.
Yes, it's going to be a full night of rest, so everybody gets a full rest, and we will begin again in the morning. So go ahead and take the time to heal up, replace your spells, whatever you may need to do. And
I was just going to spend some time trying to get to know the stuff that I found in that chest. See if it does anything.
Gotcha.
So that's a brass circlet, a cloak, and the steel ring set.
Yes.
Just sitting there with him, muttering.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, for sure.
And everybody got 360 XP from that fight. So we will go back up to this.
As I
Level 4, here we come.
Did you guys actually hit the point?
no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
Oh, sorry. I got a little excited.
Working there.
I was like, ooh, that means I can be more evil. Kidding.
About 1,000
Are you?
experience off.
Am I?
It's not kidding.
No.
Sorry, what were you saying, Mr. Venture?
Oh, as I sit down eating my good shrooms, I also look at spell scroll 1 and spell scroll 2 to see if I can figure them out.
Okay, you guys definitely have plenty of time. Even before the long rest, you guys are essentially getting a solid, like, I want to say a solid, like, 9-10 hours. So this won't even, like, take away from you guys resting. Turd, go ahead and tell me again what you were... Sorry, Sus, go ahead and tell me what you were looking at again.
I had a brass circlet, there was a cloak, and then the steel ring set from the last chest.
You can tell that all of them are just essentially like treasures. None of them are magical in any way. It literally is just a fancy brass circlet, a very nice cloth cloak that is threaded with copper, and the steel ring set just has periodite and topaz in them. There's nothing you really other than them just being fancy jewelry and fancy clothes and stuff like that. They're just treasure that you have found.
Okay.
And then
I would like to take a look at unknown potion that I have.
yes, so we'll start with the scrolls first. Wog, while you were examining these scrolls, becoming in tuned with them, essentially, you wind up determining that the first scroll is a disguise self scroll. Spell scroll. There you go. The best part is he wasn't here when I told him that.
Sorry, I got a phone call. I had to
No,
step
it's
away.
perfectly fine. I didn't even look over to see if you were there. I pretty much just told you that you took the time. You took about an hour or so to become in tuned with each of the scrolls. The first scroll is a disguise self spell scroll.
Okay.
And the second scroll is a fog cloud.
Okay. I get up and walk over to Sus, and I hold open the first one, which is the disguise self scroll. And I say, I think that this is something that's more to your liking. and then I explain to him what it is and how it works and like where the keywords he has to speak are and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, guy. That's the best thing you've done for me. Appreciate that.
Would you like a good shroom?
Oh no, you can just kindly turn around and take this victory and head on down the road there with me.
Take this victory.
You're lost, and then I just like finish off the one that I have.
I'm gonna just stuff it in my bag of holding.
Okay. And Grizz, you are able to determine that it is a potion of climbing.
Awesome.
Okay, so you guys, it's a pretty uneventful night. Hordak doesn't really say much. He seems to be a little distant. He kind of just eats his meal. He takes the first watch, and then it pretty much night goes by very uneventful, and the sun begins to rise as soon as essentially like as soon as the sun begins to rise. Hordak is awake and waking everyone up in order to pack up camp and head out for the day.
I think Nathan, who went to bed right away, is probably up right at the dawn with.
I would say that
Hordak.
you would have been woken up for the last shift since you went to sleep, so you were already awake.
Cool.
Okay, so anything you guys would like to do as you're essentially like eating breakfast, packing everything up, and just about to head onto the road?
Nope.
Okay. Nobody?
No, all good.
Cool.
Nope.
Okay, so you guys, you finish packing up, you head out. A good 3 hours, 4 hours go by. Very uneventful, just really just landscape as you guys are going. Suddenly, in the distance, everyone directly ahead of you, everyone give me a perception check.
I was still rolling advantage, but 15.
Okay. So
15 as well.
Sus.
Nat 20.
Okay, Sus is the only one that doesn't notice. Everybody can see a strange flicker of light ahead of them in the distance. Pretty much directly in, almost like directly in front of you, but just slightly off to the side of the road. You just see a flash of light as if it was like reflected off of something. And suddenly, Nathan, you stop in your place and you are paralyzed.
Oh, the reward for the nat 20.
You saw it real good. What would you guys like to do? Like he is frozen, like mid walk, just stopped moving, stiff.
And I'm sorry, this is next day or we're still in night?
No, it's daytime. You guys have packed up. You've moved on. It's been about like 3-4 hours of you guys just like walking across the countryside, and then randomly up ahead you see a flicker of light, and now Nathan has stopped dead in his tracks and is just seems to be frozen solid.
Is this something that I've run into before?
I don't
Like
know.
if I-
Is it?
Well, I'm asking you if I can roll a history check.
You absolutely can roll a history check.
Nope. Okay. I guess shillelagh, symbiotic.
Okay.
Chris is also gonna roll a history check. Also an 8.
Nope. Not exactly sure what just happened.
Sus is gonna saunter up and just poke at Nathan. Kind of poke him.
Yeah, by all means. You just walk
just
up
gonna-
and you start poking him.
Just gonna poke him. Be like, not moving, huh? Weird.
Yeah,
Feel
not
that, buddy?
moving, huh?
You feel that? You feel that guy? Huh?
You can't talk. Well, you can't. Okay, so you can attempt to talk. You're just paralyzed, but you can attempt to like talk, but you can't move your lips. So it would be more like you know.
Tess is gonna roll an Arcana check on this.
Someone help me.
Sus, you're able to determine that he has a spell has been cast upon him and he is paralyzed.
Is
I'm gonna
this
be-
a spell?
Yeah, it seems you're paralyzed, buddy. I guess we just carry you the rest of the way. Not me. Nose goes.
Please, not you.
I love how you didn't even finish the sentence. You didn't even finish your suggestion and automatically were taking yourself out of it. Like,
Nose goes.
why did I say this out loud?
Yep.
Lucian, you've been quiet. What would you like to be doing while all this is going on?
Lucian, help me.
I have no spells to literally help this. Does he? I was gonna ask the question. Does he have any type of spell that could probably help him with this? I could like roll an investigation to see if there's anything I can use to help him.
I'm not off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure what spells you have, but you would need something that would like either remove a spell from someone, break a spell on someone, stop them from being paralyzed. Anything along those lines is essentially what you would be looking at for something that you would need.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Help me.
The flash that we saw in the distance, is there anything still there, or was it just a flash and then it's gone?
It was just a flash. That's all you wound up seeing.
I'll go up to the area and investigate.
Okay.
I guess we'll do that too.
Okay.
Go up
You,
to
you
the
guys you guys
investigation.
travel forward, and there does as you're walking ahead, there doesn't seem to be anything to be seen.
I guess we just load him up into the cart.
Seems like we have no choice but to.
Okay, so Hordak the entire time is kind of just like looking at him, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. He also walks up with you guys to investigate further, and then he agrees with you guys. He's like, I'm not really sure. Sorry, I'm not
Dude.
really sure what happened.
Is there like a cleric traveling with us that's part of the regiment or anything like that?
It's only Hordak. He didn't bring any soldiers with him.
Oh, okay. I thought that there because you mentioned before like an entire legion.
That's how they had gotten there. They all, for the most part, when they had left Nako and headed to Irigan, some had horses, but for the most part, the large portion of them were on foot. That's why they didn't have the horses to spare.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is the only one that is headed back with you to the castle. Well, to Nako. Sorry.
So I guess we just load him up for now until maybe if he's lucky he gets better.
Yeah. So okay. So you guys decide to load him up, and you press forward. After about an hour,
Carry me.
So after about an hour, Nathan, the effects wear off, and you are able to move again.
All right, Nathan goes up to Thus and goes, I appreciate the heal last night, but don't expect me to ever carry you. And he walks over and just gets ready to take a rest for the night.
Okay. Hordak's going to see that you're like trying to set up camp there, And he's going to
Oh,
agree.
are we not ready to take a rest? I'm sorry. I thought that was the end of the travel.
No, no, that's perfectly fine. Because so it's like mid-afternoon at this point.
Oh, we can keep going.
Okay, then that's perfectly fine. We can keep moving
Yeah,
at that
I'll
point.
say my little snide comment to Sus, and then keep walking along with everybody else.
Okay. You guys have got about, I want to say about 5 hours left before the sun starts going down. So maybe about 4 hours before Hordak is going to pick out a spot and suggest that you guys rest for the night. So is there anything in that amount of time that you guys would like to do, interact with each other, anything in the wilderness, anything along those lines?
Yeah, so Grizz is gonna drop back and walk alongside Nathan. And he's gonna lean over and say to Nathan quietly, "So you're a bit of a percussionist, huh?"
Yeah, well, my family doesn't think so, but I think one day I could be one of the best. And he appreciates the company, and he lets Grizz know that with his facial expressions.
Grizz reaches into a pouch at his side and pulls out a little wood block and says, "I fancy myself a bit of a percussionist myself."
Nathan's eyes go wide, and he says, "We start training tomorrow." And then he just looks down at the ground and keeps walking.
Grizz nods to himself and then is good to keep walking.
Anyone else? Anything else you would like to do in that amount of time?
Us is just walking on.
Okay.
Just
Lucian?
following the group.
Okay. Wog?
Nope. I'm
Okay.
good.
So sun starts to go down. Hordak picks out another spot, suggests that you guys camp for the night. Everyone go ahead and take away another ration for the day.
That good shroom
obviously-
again.
I was about to say, obviously, Wog's going to good shroom. And then let's.
I make plenty. I don't eat them all, but it says I can make up to 10. I make all 10,
Gotcha.
and then like when I'm full, I just like scatter them.
So pretty
around.
much you would be full after eating 2, because like
yeah.
one
it's just, like,
fills you, 2 you would be stuffed essentially.
No, I get it's like portions, right? Because it's
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just saying like I'm Johnny Appleseeding basically.
Gotcha. Spreading your seed.
Yep.
Okay. So, you got nothing happens for the evening. It's very quiet. Everyone switches out, does different shifts throughout the night. Hordak is still quite quiet. He does at one point ask Nathan if he is okay with what had happened earlier. Asked him if there's any like are there any residual effects from what had happened, and if you know what happened.
Would I be able to do an investigation check on myself to kind of like feel out my body and, you know, make sure that I'm at 100%? Or...
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, Nathan has no idea. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm ready to go on."
All right. So, pretty uneventful night unless anyone would like to do something unique during the evening, during the night.
Us is sleeping.
Okay. All right, then we're going to press on to the next day. Same thing winds up happening. The sun begins to rise. Hordak wakes everyone up and pretty much exclaims to them that by this evening we'll be reaching Nako, so let's get everything together and head out. He begins to just grab everything. He's like in the middle of like packing up, but also eating his morning ration, and is just like ready to go, essentially.
Nathan goes up to Grizz and he's like, Hey, pull that wood block out when we get on the road, and we'll do some marching beats together.
Sounds good by me.
Anybody else? And then what is everybody's passive perception?
Mine's
16.
13.
14.
14.
So as you guys are moving along, at one point in time, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wog, as you guys are walking along, you reach a point that ahead of you, like you ahead of you is a river that has a bridge going over top of it. Right as you guys reach the river, you feel a stone, a small like object, strike you in the back of the head, as if someone just threw a pebble at you.
Damn it, Shush. If you do it one more time, I swear to God.
Hey, chill, guy. Chill. I haven't thrown anything at you yet.
I guess I look around and see what the source of the rock being thrown at me was.
Sure.
When he turns his head, Sus is gonna bend down and try to find a rock.
Okay, so both give me. So Wog, go ahead and give me an perception, and then Sus, you are able to find a little pebble.
Perfect. I'm just gonna kind of palm it real quick.
Okay.
Somehow the smelly turtle isn't the worst companion for traveling with.
So with your perception, does anyone else while this is going on? Obviously, because you guys are letting out. He made a scene essentially. Does anyone else wish to do a perception or look around and see what's going on?
Sure.
I think Nathan is just focused on teaching 4/4 time to Grizz as we slowly march around and having him understand the wood block can be a very powerful instrument and a good band, and talking all about how the wood block is such an excellent instrument, even though most people don't think about it.
Okay. Griswold?
Am I? Oh, sorry. go
Sorry,
ahead.
Sess, just real quick. Griswold?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you focused on this, or have you been distracted by Wog's outburst?
Griswold is incredibly focused, but Griswold has very large bare hands, and it is difficult to hold the wood block.
Nathan
But-
just keeps encouraging him. He doesn't see anything wrong with the way that Grizz is holding the wood block. He comes from a line of musicians who never respected the way he played, so he doesn't really care how anybody else plays.
Roll performance to see how well I'm doing at this.
Absolutely. You're doing pretty
14.
good. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
As you said, it is a little bit clumsy just because of the fact that your hands are so large, but you're doing fairly well.
Very happy at this progress. We should start our own band. Maybe we can make some money when we get to the city.
Ethan's eyes go wide and he goes, someone wants to be, like, in his head, he's thinking, someone wants to be in a band with me. This is incredible. And he goes, just maybe.
Sus, you were in the middle of saying?
So I'm behind Wog, which is why he instinctively thought that I had thrown a pebble at me. With the small pebble that I pick up, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, stick the pebble in the invisible Mage Hand, and send it away behind me as I walk up to watch them do their music thing, like I'm interested in it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make the Mage Hand throw the stone at Wog.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that you position it like in a way that it's behind him.
Yeah. Behind him, but I'm in front of him, like looking over Nathan and Griswold, kind of peering in on what they're doing. Like like my bard interest is peaked.
Okay, go ahead and roll a ranged attack roll just to see if you're able to. Your mage hand is able to actually strike him.
Nope, that's a critical one.
Nope. You're, you're okay. So I like how this plays out. Your mage hand wings the pebble, but winds up hitting you in the back of the head.
Now I'm gonna turn like, Wog, what the fuck, man? I didn't throw it.
Wog, you were being that he was standing in front of you, you were able to see the rock hit him in the back of the head.
I just look at him confused.
Oh, this is chaos. I love it.
So Hordak has stopped at this point, and he has turned around, and he now is going to ask, "What is going on?"
Explain that I felt a rock hit me in the back of the head, and then Sus is also talking about something hitting him.
I'm learning how to play the wood block.
So Hordak is.
I am helping.
So Hordak is going to look at everyone, and he starts to chuckle. And while he's chuckling, he simultaneously reaches back and grabs his pack, and switches around to the front of him. And he's just like, "Adventurers, it seems as though we have a quickling that is playing some games and tricks on us. You may wish to keep a steady eye on your items and mainly your gold. They like to trick you and distract you while they steal from you."
Grizz quickly stores away his wood block in the safest spot possible, and then is ready to continue to walk.
Okay.
Lance is very concerned at this.
Is a quickling a fey creature, or what
That
is
is
a?
That's a very good question.
Like, are they like what are they? Like an animal? Are they natural? Or are they fey?
I will tell you in just a moment. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember.
Nathan's gonna throw his drum over his back, hold his axe in one hand, and keep another hand on his gold pouch.
So just outside of the game, just for us, it is a fae.
With respect to like nature and stuff like that, nature and fey.
Being that you are a druid, I will automatically allow you to know what a quickling is.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like reach into my armpit and grab the couple of copper I have and just like not obviously, but like just kind of like drop it on the ground.
Okay. You pretty essentially, like, as soon as it hits the ground, you see a quick flash and go streaking by, and the gold is gone.
Is that flash similar to anything that we saw yesterday?
Okay, so I worded that improperly. More like a quick movement.
Cool.
Yeah. Not a flash of light. No.
Yeah, Nathan's grip on his gold person axe strengthen.
Okay. Does anyone want to try and like look at the creatures, look around, or you guys all just want to kind of hold on to your stuff and move on?
Can I sniff one out?
You can try to, yes. You are able to tell that there is a scent in the air that seems to be... So there's not really much wind right now. So you're able to kind of slightly track it, but you can tell that it is moving around a lot. So it seems to be kind of circling around you guys. And there seems to be more than one.
Nathan looks at Hordak and just tries to, I guess it'd be insight to see, like, is Hordak worried or is Hordak just looking to move on?
Hordak is. Oh, go ahead and give me a perception.
Insight? Or
In-
perception or insight? Which one?
Give me an insight because you're trying to like discern something
Yeah.
about it.
10.
10. You can tell that he doesn't seem to really be too concerned about it, other than he has now moved his possessions in front and it's like tightened the backpack at its top and is like holding it so that nothing, like his hand is like holding it closed and he has it in front of him.
Nathan just copies Hordak's reaction and looks back at Grizz and kind of like, shows him what he's doing and moves on and follows Hordak.
Grizz will follow suit.
Yeah, Sus is already like holding everything he's got like to his chest. As soon as he said, "Watch your stop," like Sus is like, "Oh no!"
It's still my shit.
Before I go to walk on, can I see if there's like anything that these quicklings may have stashed away or anything around?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception since you're going to be like looking around.
Okay.
Remember, there is also the bridge that you'll be heading over, so I'll say that like you wind up looking in there's slightly tall grass around you. Again, you're in an unkept just field. And
30,
with
20.
well then there you go. So you are able to find underneath of the bridge. When you wind up looking down around and like peek under the bridge, you can see that there is a small stash of items. But as soon as you take notice to it, multiple flashes come, like quick movements come towards the items and disappear, and you watch as the pile of items just like slowly dwindles. And then it's just gone. As if they realized that you saw where their stash was and immediately removed everything. But in the process of getting back up onto the bridge, you get back up onto the bridge, and you are still kind of like glancing down to where you had come from. And in the murky water, you can see a shimmer of light. As if light is reflecting off of something.
Hey Nathan, you want to come give me a spot here?
Nathan walks over and he puts his axe back and he offers one hand to Grizz while the other hand is still holding his bag closed.
Grizz takes his bag and puts it into Nathan's open hand. Hold on to these things.
In the commotion, I look on the ground for a small pebble.
Sure. You find one.
And Grizz is gonna, I guess, try to take a dive into the water.
Okay. Go right ahead. You dive into the water.
And try and search out the thing that was glinting.
Okay.
Right
It's roughly about sorry to interrupt. It's roughly about 6 feet deep to the bottom. And you wind up going down. You know roughly right about where it is because you could see with how high you rolled, you were able to see a precise location of where it's at. You dive down and you get to it, and we'll switch over to Wog real quick.
Right when the splash happens, I
Yep.
want to throw the pebble at the back of Sus's head.
Okay, give me a ranged attack. No damage, just
Yeah, I'll just do a dexterity roll.
okay. 14. Sus. Yep, you are able to successfully peg him in the back of the head with a rock, with a tiny pebble.
Yeah, and then I'll just look around nonchalantly, but be bad at it.
Okay. Sus, you
Like
just
I'll
been
even
struck.
I'll even like be looking over my shoulder and then just do like a turtle shrug, where like my whole shell comes up when I do it.
No, I'm not even gonna look around. Just gonna put my head down and shake it, and then walk off.
even with the bear diving into the water randomly.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna kind of walk off. Just, just like, God damn it.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So while that's all going on, Grizz, you are able to dive down and get into. Well, as you like reach out, you are able to grasp onto the item in front of you. You can feel as though it is the hilt of a weapon. Go ahead and give me a strength check to pull it
Okay.
out
14.
with a 14. Um, you are able to dislodge this weapon from the ground. And then, do you want to swim back up at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So as you resurface, you are now holding a one-hand sword in your hand that, along its blade, is the carving um, of a dragon.
Okay. Okay, I try to do a Arcana check, a history check, like is a sort of legend or something.
Go ahead and give me. You can give me an Arcana.
10.
You can sense that there is something magical about the weapon.
Okay. Uh, so is Nathan really the only one that's been paying any attention to me?
Yeah, I'm sitting there over the bridge holding your bag, watching you very closely.
Lucian, which of the two scenes that have been going on, what have you been watching?
I just look at them like back and forth with like confusion of what's going on.
Okay. So to answer your question, Griswold, Nathan and Lucian and Hordak are going to be the ones that see you with the blade.
Okay. Grizz is gonna carry it back up onto the bridge. Hey guys, look what I found. Look at my new sword. And he's gonna hold it out in front of him.
Can Nathan do an Arcana check?
Sure.
14.
You can tell that it is a magical weapon. That see, I don't know how I would describe this. You can tell that it is a +1 magical weapon, but you can't determine exactly what magical aspects it has.
Nathan just says to Grizz, "Nice find. Way to go." And he hands him back his bag.
Grizz, you can also see that Hordak has taken an interest in the blade, but has not said anything.
Grizz is going to fail to wink to Hordak and give him a knowing nod.
So you're gonna blink at him?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
And give him a knowing nod, but he's gonna strap it to his side and be ready to continue walking.
Okay. Just for reference, it is a one-handed sword, but it is it's just like a medium-sized creature's one-handed sword.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not larger or smaller or anything along those lines of a standardized sword.
S word.
S-word. Anything else? For the rest of the day, you guys essentially have another. You have about like 6 to 7 hours before the sun's going to wind up going down. This happened pretty early in the day. No, sorry, before the sun goes down. You have about 6 or 7 hours before you're going to wind up reaching Nako. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you wind up having that happen?
I think after seeing the quicklings, Nathan's just gonna continue forward with his bag clutched, but he's also talking to Grizz about percussion and music and time signatures and things like that.
Okay. Anybody else?
Knowing that these creatures are around, I'm gonna preemptively do my good berry and hold on to my daily rations worth, and then sprinkle the other ones around,
Okay.
and then keep walking.
With breaking the conversation between me and Nathan, I'm going to drop back to Hordak.
Hordak's actually leading the party, but
Then I'm gonna speed up to Hordak.
okay.
So, Hordak, I saw you eye up my new weapon here. He gives it a little pat.
Yes, may I? And he reaches out to you.
Grizz hands it over.
He grabs the blade, and he's holding it very delicately. And he inspects the weapon very thoroughly as you guys are walking along. And his eyes, he seems to be very excited about it, but then he catches himself and clears his throat, and he hands the sword back over to you very, very gently. And he says, "Well, I'm no expert, but I believe that this may be the lost Dragon Slayer sword. I would strongly suggest that when we reach the castle, speak with Fogelstashk, that he's the head scholar and advisor to the king. He may be able to give you more insight on this weapon."
Sounds good to me. Could you maybe spell that name out for me though?
Oh, the Fugel?
That
Sorry, Fogel.
head scholar, the book nerd that you talked about.
It's okay, so it's Fogel Stashk. So it's Fogel Stask.
Got it. Vogel Stash.
Bless you.
It's like it's weird. It's Stashk.
Got it. Fogelhorn.
Hordak just starts chuckling, pats you on the shoulder, and keeps walking along. And you hear him repeat it.
Right. Fughorn.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think Sas is gonna make an investigation check
Okay.
real quick. Oh yeah. I want to find like a larger piece of wood that's not too big, and then a smaller stick.
You find it. There's as you're going along, there are stones and sticks and bushes, trees, things like that, and you have plenty of time as you're moving along to find those items.
I'm gonna start really like purposefully poorly trying to drum on it, like just like the worst rhythms and like
Just
terrible.
intentionally
Yeah,
being
like-
bad.
Like yeah, pretty much.
I'm completely grooving with this, and I'm gonna pick up 2 rocks and just start bashing them together. Not understanding at all what's happening.
I love
You were
this.
able to find 2 like almost baseball size rocks, and you just start clinking them together with no like rhythm. You're just smacking them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. I think I'm making music.
Lucian?
Just out of curiosity, can I craft more arrows? Like,
So, at the current moment, I would say no. You would
Okay.
have to like in town. You would have to like buy the materials. You know, like the shafts, the feathers, the arrows, the rope that you would need to like secure all the things and like construct them. And then yes, I would allow that you, as someone who is very proficient with a bow, would know how to craft arrows, and then you could take the time to craft some. And then you would, I would require like during like a short or long rest, and then I would require a roll as to determine how many you were able to craft.
Okay. Then I will just mosey along with the group.
Okay. Just listening to them
Just listen to it go
smack rocks.
go
and-
wild.
Yeah. Hordak picks up upon all this happening. Hordak just kind of picks up his pace and puts a little bit of distance between you guys. But he also is no longer he like puts his backpack onto his back. Anything else anyone would like to do for the next 5 hours at this point?
I'm going to continue drumming poorly
I think
for
Nathan,
5 hours.
Nathan, after 1 hour of the drumming behind him, Nathan will turn to Grizz and go, "Hey, you're already better than a bard," and he'll start whistling in the same tune that Sus was playing on the bagpipes while we were fighting. He'll start whistling it poorly along to the beat, the poor beat that Sus is playing out.
Which causes
Grizz-
me to smile. I love this. Sus loves this.
Grizz pulls out his wood block and continues to. He thinks that Sus must be playing to a beat, and so he's going to attempt to match it. But there's no rhythm. There's no beat.
Yeah.
So he's constantly off.
Yep. So Hordak is going to. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. As you carry on throughout the day, in the distance, you begin to see, at first, just like the tip of like a castle, and then as you get closer and closer, it slowly reveals, on the horizon, an entire city, surrounded by a massive wall. As you begin to get closer and closer, Hordak begins to exclaim. He's just like, "Ah, Nako, what a wonderful city!" And as you get closer, you can tell. Where is this description? Did I skip it? Oh, there it is. It's a very large city on the coast. It's surrounded on 3 sides by water. I can switch over to this for you guys. So, welcome to Nako. You guys are going to be starting out pretty much center map all the way down at the bottom as you're approaching. You can see that on either side of the road there is large farm plots, just gigantic ones, acres of farmland. You can see that there are some people working in the field. Others are. You can see that off to the right-hand side. There are several large structures. One that has a windmill on it. You can tell that that's normally that's a roundabout. Looks like that's where the farmers work and process the food, things of that nature. Off to the left-hand side, you see a couple buildings off in the distance, bales of hay, all the way at the very end. Directly in front of you is a giant gatehouse that the gate is currently up with 2 guards standing at the front. Although in the back of the city, you can see that there is a giant hill that seems to lead to a cliff. On the top of the hill, you can see that there is another surrounded. It's the giant wall blocking all of that off, but that's where the castle sits, overlooking the ocean up on this giant hillside. Well, cliff, I should say. So the castle literally sits above everyone else. Anything you guys would like to do before we press on?
We're still outside of like the gates and stuff, right? Like
At this point, while you're seeing this is like being like what you're seeing as you're getting closer. You're pretty much at the bottom of the map at this point.
Okay.
Anybody?
Nas is getting visibly excited. Just for shopping. Like he's kind of muttering into himself and kind of being like, oh, I want to buy this and get some of that. Oh, get a real meal, maybe sleep in a bed. Oh my god, just like getting
Giddy.
excited for
Very
a town.
giddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nathan's excited to be back here for a little bit longer than he was last time, where he showed up, tried out, and got kicked out.
Well, I
So
would say it was about a week. You were there for about a
Okay.
week. Yeah.
Okay, so Nathan kind of, I guess he knows a little bit about the town, and it's nothing new to him. So he's excited to be back and just enjoy some of the simple pleasures of life.
Gotcha. You guys can visually see that Hordak is very excited. He is the one that is currently, as like pretty much as soon as like started coming into view, he is explaining to you like about the fields, about the agriculture, about how there are two separate docks on either side of the castle, as you guys can see in the picture. Like that's what he describes to you. That it's a very large city. It's full of traders and guilds. There's a very large church that holds multiple faiths in the single church. It's a requirement that the king had, that all faith should be held equally, no matter what god you represent. It's to be held equally in standards of everyone else's. And then he carries on about how great the king is and the queen is and everything along those lines. And then you guys wind up getting close enough to the gate that you can see the two gate guards that are standing there. And as you approach, at first, Hordak is slightly fallen back as he's like looking around, talking about everything, and you guys kind of push it in front of him, and you reach the gate. As the group approaches the gate, the soldiers begin to ask what your business is. There, they then notice Hordak and kind of stop paying attention to you and snap to attention. Hordak, upon seeing this, steps in front of you guys and immediately just goes, "Listen up, gents. I need to speak with the king immediately. These are my honored guests. Take them to Daggertooth Inn and get them some rooms. I will return to them once I arrange an audience with the king." He turns to the group and says, "Heroes, please follow my man here and he'll get you all set up. I shall return." The guards...
Kim.
Oh, yep, sorry.
I'll ask him about how long roughly he thinks that would take before he returns.
Unfortunately, being that I haven't been here in at least a fortnight, I would say expect me at the soonest tomorrow.
I just kind of give him an okay.
Okay. He then promptly turns around, kind of waves his hands at the gate, and they wind up actually they open up the gate for you. The two guards step to the side, and as you move forward, the guard to your right steps in front of you, looks at everyone, just goes, "Well, okay, as you heard the commander, I'll show you to Daggertooth Inn and get you guys set up until the commander returns for you guys." He seems to be like kind of like holding his spear like in front of him, kind of like ringing it a little bit.
I still have the okay hand up.
And you just kind of turn to him. I love it.
I learned it from some kid in one of the towns I traveled through, and I don't quite fully understand how it works.
Love it. Anyone else before this soldier leads you to the inn?
They got ale there.
I mean, it's the Daggertooth, of course.
Works for me.
Him clearly not realizing that you guys probably haven't been here before. So he winds up leading the group to the Daggertooth Inn. He introduces you. He brings you in. He brings you up to the barkeep. The bar owner, and explains that you're guests of Hordak. And to set, excuse me. He turns to each one of you. He's just like, one room for each.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
an
for me.
ale.
He turns back and he just goes. He winds up instructing the the bar owner that Hordak is putting them up for the night to give him the guest treatment. The bartender winds up showing you guys to each of you now have a room, and it's a decent room. It's
Nathan asks the bartender, since we're guests of Hordak, do we drink for free?
he chuckles, looks at you, pats you on the shoulder, and he goes, "Son, do you know how much one of these rooms cost for one night?" And he just stares at you.
No.
5 gold. You know what a standard inn is?
Well,
One.
I doubt that an ale costs 5 gold, so it's probably not much off your bottom line for us to drink for free.
You're funny, kid. And he turns around and walks away.
Fair.
I'm gonna walk up right after that. Right after he did that, and I'm gonna say, no, no, no. Listen, guy. Hordak definitely said we could drink for free, and well, maybe some of us could. You know, some of the better heroes of the group were definitely worth that honor, and you know, I think we should definitely honor Hordak's wishes.
Let me stop you there, kid. Heroes? I've never heard of you.
21 on the deception.
And Nathan will give Sus Bardic inspiration by patting him on the back in a perfect 6/8 rhythm time while he's saying this.
Okay. So, the barkeep seems to look.
He also, let's see, I need to find the exact verbiage so that way
Okay.
I don't screw this up. Where is it? As part of my background.
Okay.
Why isn't it on that? Okay, let me find it. Oh, of course it pulls up the movie. Read my mind, Google. Oh, I have to type in background.
Don't read our minds, Google, please. We don't actually
Please
want.
read
We
my
don't
mind.
actually want that.
I kind of do, but trying to find the bonus. It's like people recognize you.
Renown.
It's generally used for people to be able to like pick fights with people. Like, wait, ring name. Your skill like gladiator background is brought to your fame, infamy, and you are widely known by a ring name. Of course, a moniker in which protects your identity. It might be a fictional first name and also a surname, nickname like Jumbo Joe, or a descriptive title like the Brutal Librarian.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say, have you ever heard of the Stinky Stallion?
Stinky Stallion. So he was in the middle of responding to Sus when you kind of just leaned in and asked him that, and you kind of like caught him off guard, and he like looked in, and he's like, "What about him?"
Two thumbs and is known as the Stinky Stallion.
And he you see him look you up and down, take a small like whiff, immediately take a step back and go, "Clearly." And then like turns back to Sus and them, and he's just like, "All right, I'll give each of you a meal for dinner, and I'll give you 1 bottle of the bee's knees. And that's it."
I want to reach across and tap him on the shoulder and be like, "That's my man."
You see him kind of like roll his eyes, and he glares at the soldier and says, Hordak's paying for this. And he storms out of the room. The soldier is sweating. Like, profusely sweating.
Nathan will go over to the soldier and give him a copper and just say, "Appreciate it, pal." And he goes back to the group and I guess walks into his room and kind of just decompresses for a minute before heading down to the bar.
Okay. Everybody else?
Is the soldier walking away, or are they still up there with us?
He's standing off to the side, but he is still currently there.
Okay, I'll hang around then.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my meal and free booze.
Okay.
And
So
enjoy it.
I assume that you drop
Bingo.
your stuff off in your room?
Nah, priorities.
Okay. So you just head down. So you're just gonna head downstairs, go get your meal and your drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was downstairs. I was talking to the barkeep.
No,
I
the
don't think I
barkeep.
went up.
No, the barkeep was up. He's the one that showed
Oh.
you to your rooms. This all happened in the hall. Yeah,
then
this
yeah,
all
yeah,
happened
yeah.
in the
Drop-
hallway.
Drop my stuff off before I go down.
Okay.
Nathan does still have his drum as he's walking down to the bar.
Okay.
Grizz goes to his room, and when he comes out, he's wearing a loincloth and has his wood block in hand. Everything else has been stored away into his bag in his room, and he goes down to the bar to get his food and drink.
Okay. As soon as you make it downstairs, a woman gasps because you said you're only in a loincloth, right?
Yes.
And the bartender's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 full clothed."
I am.
He's like, "Put on some pants, man.
Loincloth, and he points.
More."
Long loincloth?
The lady standing next to you laughs, and he's just like, "Fine."
I'll go get my fancy one.
It's a bedazzled loincloth.
I imagine it's not even that. It's just got like a smiley
It
face.
has it
The
has
smiley
less
face written in blood.
It's
just, like,
and less
finger
holes
painted.
and less holes.
It's got leaves sewn into it.
There you go.
And there's crusty blood finger painted in the shape of a smiley face.
God.
Oh man.
Fancy.
But it's sideways, like as if like he
Yeah.
took it off and drew it and then put it back on, but didn't realize what angle it was at when he drew it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the as pretty much actually sorry I skipped you. Lucian, what would you like to be doing during this?
If there is like an armory store, I would like to go to one just to get some more arrows.
Sure. We can I can pull that up for you in a moment.
I'd like to, when the guard starts to go back to their post, I'd like to like walk with them,
Okay.
and then when we're done for the night, I'll DM the conversation that I'd like to have with you.
Sure.
With him, I would like to have rather.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. We'll say that at this point, once everyone started moving, he kind of like just started seeing himself out, and you followed him at that point.
Yeah.
So
I
go
also
ahead
have
and
a
send that.
question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
From the adventures that we had in the past, the things that I remember picking up. I do have a shield and a short sword item. Can I
Yep.
sell those?
You can. So
Okay.
when it comes to selling and buying in any city, prices aren't fixed. There is you can attempt to barter for things, and depending on the size of the city and things of that nature, is whether or not they're going to have a lot of them or a little of them. So if they have a little of them, they're going to be more expensive. If they have a lot of them, they'll be cheaper. When it comes to things that that you have acquired on your adventures and you attempt to sell, is going to alter the pricing that you can get for them depending on what the damage or the state of it is. So I don't go too deep into it, but there are variations. Is essentially what I'm getting into.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like, oh well, this one has a hole in it, like, kind of thing. It's just gonna be like, is it in good quality? Is it in bad quality? Shit like that.
Gotcha.
So I will try to remember when I didn't do it the last time, but when you guys pick up items like that, I will try to remember to tell you if it's good quality, fair quality, or poor quality for selling purposes. Everything that you have is going to be, because of the fact that you got it from the crypt, it's going to be fair quality. Unless, no, I'm sorry, they're not ones that you picked up. Those are ones that you had from your buying, right? Like from your stocking your character. Chad. Do you remember where you got them from?
I, if I'm correct, they were from the cave, but I don't, like.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you wound up acquiring them from the cave, so they would be fair quality. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just couldn't remember what exactly which of the two. So okay, so they're gonna be fair quality. You can head out, and you're gonna wind up going to a because you're trying to buy arrows, correct?
Correct.
You're gonna be going to a Fletcher.
Okay.
So in the tavern, who all is staying to eat and drink?
I am.
What time is it out there?
It's
Like-
about, I'd say it's about 6, almost 7.
Okay. Yeah, Seth is gonna enjoy a bottle and some food in the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathan puts back his food pretty quick. He gets a drink and he sits next to Grizz, and he's just talking percussion, but also he wants to know. So where'd you pick up that wood block?
I found it. Found it on the road. Never
Alright.
Was much of a musician myself, but someone must have left it behind.
Well, very nice. Maybe we can get Sir Toots-a-lot to join us one day in a song or two. And he looks over at Sus.
I mean, I would prefer if you joined us in battle sometime, but it's just me.
Yeah, we'll
Seth kind
take
of visibly
take-
rolls his eyes.
While this is all going on, the the innkeeper has walked over and placed a bottle and 3 glasses down in front of you. And as he places the bottle down, he turns it so that the label is facing you guys, and he says, "As promised, the bee's knees. What do you want to eat?"
You got meat?
Yeah, we got plenty of meat. You want a
Then
menu?
bring the meat.
Fine.
A leg of your best.
He turns around and just walks off. A few moments later, a waitress comes out, and she brings out 3 meals. That is owlbear steak and eggs. You know this because she told you.
Delicious.
I've
Poultry
never
and
had
red
eggs
meat
cooked
at once.
before.
Nathan tips her 2 copper
Okay.
and
make sure
says
you
thank
take
you and digs in.
Okay. Just make sure you take that out of your.
Oh yeah, I took the tip out from the soldier and I took the tip out for the waitress.
Okay. Anyone else? That is sitting on the thing.
No.
Is it tasty?
Yes, it is very tasty. A normal, pretty much when it comes to like inns and stuff like that, this is a very expensive meal.
Ooh.
Breakfast for dinner.
How much would this cost us?
It would have costed you each 4 gold per meal, not including the drink. The drink, the bottle itself is 7 gold.
Okay, can I change my tip to be 10 copper, because I did not realize how expensive this meal was.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't have,
Yeah, all right.
because you never asked for a menu or anything like that. He just kind of brought it to you.
Cruz is very messily eating his food.
Okay. So while you guys are all doing that, we'll go over to Shad. To Lucian. And you wind up finding you walk around town. You ask a couple people. You inquire like where the shops are, and you find yourself a Fletcher.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
Is the owner of that Fletcher a male or female?
It is a male.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll give you a 50-50. Male is high, female is low. It is a female.
I asked Fletcher if I am able to sell the short sword and the shield, as well as acquire some arrows.
Well, I mean, as far as it goes, I don't take swords or shields. I sell arrows and bows.
Ah.
So
Kista?
I'm not exactly sure what you want.
Oh, very well then. I will take arrows, if you mind.
Okay, well, it's a golden arrow.
Wait, gold and wait. I give a gold an arrow, or
1 gold per arrow.
I think I have 5
Excellent.
gold pieces.
Let me just double check, because that's how it's written. No, sorry, it's 20 arrows. It is 1 gold for 20 arrows.
Oh, okay. Then I will take-
My fault. The way that it was written, it looked really weird. So I figured I'd look into that. It is 1 gold per per 20 arrows.
Okay, then I will take 20 arrows.
All right, here you go. Here's 20 arrows.
And here's your gold.
Thanks. Anything else?
No, thank you. Do have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Rude.
Weird.
Customer service these days.
Please tell Makist is watching you right now.
I don't think
She's
so.
not. Damn it.
Probably not.
So, anything else from anybody else? You wind up finding the Fletcher. We'll go with that. And you're instructed that that shop owner doesn't do trade with anything outside of bows, crossbows, bolts, and arrows. Would you like to attempt to find a different type of shop while you're out and about, or did you want to just do that? I can read you off a list of the different shops that are in the city.
I think I'll just do that now.
Do what?
I'll just do that for now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you just want to head back to the inn or walk around the city a bit?
Walk around the city a bit.
Okay. So you take the next hour or so, and you stroll about the town. Sorry.
Can
city.
can Nathan pull out of the bar around like 7 or 8 o'clock and go looking for a shop that might sell musical wear?
Yes, there is a music and games shop.
Nathan wants to pick up a set of dice.
Okay.
And the best wood block they sell.
Okay, let's see here. There is a dice set. History, insight, sleight of hand. So I'm assuming that just is all goes about the dice set. So there is a dice set. And let's see. I don't have anything listed. I have a hand drum. I have a drum, hand drum. War gong.
No wood blocks.
No, nothing listed as a wood block.
All right, Nathan will take the dice set. How much does that cost?
That'll be 1 silver piece.
All right, he gives it to the guy, says thanks, and then he asks him, "Hey, do you know any good carpenters or woodworkers around here?"
He looks you up and down, and he's just like, it's big. I mean, it's a big city. It's kind of hard to keep track of the different
Yeah, but
shops that are around.
You've been in business for how long here? This place is great. Anybody you know who does any woodworking? I mean, you have to buy your instruments, your wooden ones, from somewhere, right?
Well, I have my supplier that brings in things, but as far as another shop goes, my memory is a little fuzzy. And as he's doing that, he kind of reaches one hand behind him and he's like rubbing his neck, and the other hand he like stretches out in front of him, but like rubs his fingers together as if to show you,
Nathan.
like,
Nathan tosses him a silver.
oh, now it's coming to me. No, I'm just kidding. No. So there.
You had me for a second.
So, the different shops that I have here in the town, I'll let you. He's just gonna list them off for you. There's an adventurer's shop that has tons of different items for exploring. A lot of basic tools, useful tools, basic armor, stuff like that. Oils, rations, torches. There's a blacksmith. There is there's a tailor. But as far as like a carpenter goes, not really a shop. More of there's carpenters that can be like hired to do things, like in town, to like fix houses or make chairs and stuff like that.
Well, can you give me the address on one of these carpenters?
Sure. If you go into and I'm just gonna ping it on the main map. This right here. He explains that pretty much right in this area, in before noon, pretty much from when the sun rises until about noon, there is essentially like a market, like a flea market almost, and that's where a lot of like tradesmen and like mini shops that pop up here and there will wind up going, and that would be your best bet. And then he inquires, he's like, why? What exactly are you looking for?
Nothing. And then with that knowledge in mind, Nathan walks out, winks at the guy, and probably heads back to the inn.
Okay. Wog, while you've been out and about doing your thing?
So like, I've walked with the guard out of the inn, and then we like walked up from the road up to the castle. Did I happen to see any like druidic markings along the way to like indicate like a druid coven or anything like that? Not coven, that sounds the right word.
So
Circle.
you did notice that as you walked by the giant, obvious, like this is just supposed to be represent like that church that I was telling you guys about. You did notice that there was some markings out and about near that area, but you also noticed, like Hordak had said, that it was like tons of different gods and religions, and
Not like like I'm trying to see if there's a place where druids gather and share information.
it would be essentially there. Like
Okay.
you saw symbols of like your like of druids, because of the fact that they would be like more like worshiping nature, so they have their markings, but you saw that all of them seem to be there, like all different types.
After finishing the conversation that I had with the guard, I'll kind of meander that way.
Okay. So you can just go ahead and do that. What would you like to do?
I would like to take from my inventory and just find the person that seems to be like quartermaster or that sort of person. I have this leather armor that I would like to give them, as well as the mushrooms. I've got about 10 mushrooms that I found in the cave left that I'd like to give them. And the bone comb with ruins. I'd like to give them that as well.
Okay.
Just kind of as a goodwill, and wondering if they have any sort of knowledge or items that they'd like to share with me.
He graciously accepts your offerings and bestows blessings upon you. And then he's able to give you like you do you use you're supposed to use like components for like your spells and stuff like that?
Just like standard natural stuff that I can find pretty much anywhere. It's
Okay.
like,
He winds up
mistletoe and stuff like that.
Gotcha. He winds up giving you some extra ones because like he didn't want to like take everything for nothing. So he does rummage through and he gives you a bunch of like spell components and things of that nature. And then what was the information that you were like, any specific information you would like try to get from him?
Nothing in particular for like from the druid standpoint, just wondering if they're willing to share any general druidic knowledge or anything like that.
He agrees and says he pretty much inquires what are you trying, like what would you like me to like tell you? Like
I
what
mean,
do you
out of character, I'm just looking for just to grow. That's all. It's not, I'm not looking for anything particular.
Okay, then yeah, then in that case he he brings you in and you can spend the next hour just kind of druid to druid, like chatting and getting to know each other, sharing stories, speaking about like the I say art of being a druid and anything along those lines.
Okay.
But yeah, unless you're looking for anything like very specific, otherwise
Nope.
it'll just be very general like that. He does take you in and you guys just spend about an hour together.
Okay.
Anyone like to do anything else for the rest of the evening?
Yeah. What if I've been sitting in the tavern this whole time? What about would I see Nathan come back in?
You would see Nathan come back in. Nathan, what did you go and do? You went
I
in.
said I went to the shop. I talked to the guy for a little bit, but I was
Yes.
thinking it was like if we got to the inn around 6, I was thinking I left around 8, and I'm assuming I'd be back around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, about 8:30, 9 o'clock is about right.
Yeah, and Nathan's totally planning on pulling up a chair at the bar for a couple more hours.
So yeah, Griswold, about like 8:30, 9 o'clock, you see him stroll back in.
As Nathan opens the door, Grizz is already getting up from the table and walking over to him with his gear back on. Hey, come help me hawk some of these parts I found. Sure, there's an alchemist somewhere who's gonna buy a pinky finger of a troll.
So as you're saying this, a maid that's walking by, not a maid, a fuck are they called? Oh my god. Waitress.
A win.
Thank you. A wench. No, a waitress goes walking by and she overhears you and she turns to you and she's like, sweetheart, the shops are, it's pretty late. The shops are all closing up. You may wish to do that in the morning.
I don't know if I'll have time in the morning. Ordek's supposed to be here early.
Nathan looks at Grizz and he goes, "We could always look to sell the stuff in some alleyways." And he says, "But maybe we should grab our gear from upstairs before we go out and do that."
Overhearing this, she does kind of like look at you guys and she's just like, You've clearly never been to Nako before, have you?
What's a Nako?
That's the city we're in.
Right. Hordak told me.
Nathan goes, "Oh, I've been here before," but he whispers to Grizz, "I was high the whole time."
Well, then you would know that when the shops close, there's no dealings after dark. Anyone caught in the in the back alleys by the patrol that is pretty persistent throughout the city, you could wind yourself up in the stockades.
What, you guys stop selling alcohol when the sun goes down?
No, but out walking around outside, you're not going to find anyone that's going to sell anything to you in the streets. She's
But
talking
what if
about how
I
you
went
guys
to
say, like, trying to find someone to, like, hawk your items at night. That's what she's getting at.
Gotcha. Do you want to buy a ring pinky of a troll? And he says to the waitress.
She just stares at you and she, like, gets a little flustered and she's like, no thanks.
Grizz pulls it out and holds it in front of her.
She kind of, like, she almost retches and she, like, steps back but puts her hand in front of her face, and as politely as she can while trying to, like, not throw up, she's just like, no, sweetheart, I'm all right. Thank you, though.
Hmm. Okay.
She quickly scurries away.
Nathan looks over at Grizz. He goes, "Well, we'll find somebody in the morning."
I'm gonna go put the loincloth back on. Meet you back down here.
Sounds good. Nathan pulls up a seat at the bar and makes sure there's one next to him for Grizz.
Okay. You are successful in doing so. You're not going to wait for him. He can run upstairs, get his loincloth on. Wind up coming back down.
It's the shorter one.
The second you come down, the bar owner is on you again. And he's like, boy, what did I tell you?
Fine. I'm trying to be comfortable.
Sus, what have you been doing all this time?
Well, I finished my meal and a couple of glasses of liquor fairly quickly and headed out to do my shopping.
Okay.
So I wasn't in it the whole time, but I wanted to let other folks have their experience.
Of course. What type of shops are you looking for?
I need to head somewhere to sell my cloth and wares. So I was thinking tailor then blacksmith.
Okay, we can start with the tailor first.
Okay, because I want to offload that cloak and see if they'll buy that bracelet off me.
Okay, let me just pull that stuff up real quick. Okay, so the cloth cloak. The bartender upon looking at it, he initially offers you 15 gold for it.
Yeah, that's not bad. 15. Can we do? I think maybe 18's probably better for this thing, though.
Go ahead.
How's that work for you?
Since we're bartering at this point,
Persuasion?
yeah, that was what I was.
20.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. He's just like, he looks at it again, looks at you, looks back at it, and he's just like, okay, 18 it is.
Perfect.
Should ask for 20.
I did all right. Okay, and then how about the bracelet?
So at first, he says no, but then he takes another look at it, and he's like, I could give you 11 for this.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take 11 for that.
Okay, so go ahead and add the, what is that, 21? No,
Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
31.
Yeah, I did all right.
31 gold.
Yep. And then I'm gonna head over to
Nine
the
gold?
what?
18 and 11, 29 gold.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
got
Oh,
it.
Jesus,
I
I'm
got
sorry.
it. I'm keeping track. Don't worry.
Just
I'm looking at, there are so many numbers on my screen right now.
yeah.
It's fair.
I
It's fair.
apologize. Okay, and then you wanted to head to the blacksmith next?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get that ring set off of me.
Okay.
The one with all the gems.
The blacksmith kind of scoffs at it at first, and he offers you 5 gold.
Oh, yeah. That's not gonna cut it, buddy. How about you try again? Gems alone are worth more than 5 gold.
He. Let me just look real quick. He looks. He gestures to the rest of his wares, and he's just like, "Do I look like I'm putting on a fashion show here? 5 gold."
I mean, there's never a better time to start upping your game, bud. How about 15?
6, take it or leave it.
I walk out.
Okay.
I'll go back to that tailor and sell it to him.
That's what you want to do?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm a haggling.
He offers you 15 for it.
Yeah, that's more like it. I'll take 15 for it.
Okay.
Should have just sold it to you in the first place. The blacksmith sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the sense for fashion. He's more of a armor you up and send you out to die kind of guy.
I mean, everyone has a right to look good when they die. That's what I'm saying here.
You're not wrong, honey.
Thank you for your business and your time.
Of course, come back anytime.
And then I'm gonna head over to the bowmaster.
The Fletcher, okay.
Yeah, sure. And pick up some bolts.
Hey, what do you want?
Yeah, hey, oh my God, someone as rude as I am.
Excuse you?
Yeah. Some bolts, please.
Fine. How many?
Just some.
They come in sets of 20, genius.
Yeah, great. That's some. How much?
2 gold.
Okay. Give you 2 gold. What about you got like any fancy crossbows up in here? You make things fancy, real good. They hit harder.
Let me see here.
Well, for the most part, the only things that I have in stock is I got a light crossbow, a hand crossbow, heavy crossbows, different types. What do you want?
Got none of them are doing anything fancy. Just the basics.
Not in stock right now.
All right. Well, you've been great. Thanks. Stay
Yeah.
rude.
Bite me.
All right.
As you step out, all you hear is
Rude.
I got her to say rude. Perfect. I do need to hit the adventure store.
okay.
I need to get
As
some
soon as you
Okay.
walk into the store, there is an old man there, like in his 80s. He's like hunched over a little bit. He's shaking a little bit, like just constant, like nonstop, like shaking. He's got real big glasses on, and he's just like, "Well, hello, welcome to my shop, adventurer. How are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
staring at you.
Yep. Great.
No, that's wonderful. What can I do for you?
Let's see here. I need a flint and steel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
yeah,
be. Give me 1 second. There's a lot of things on this list. Holy shit! Just list keeps going. I've got a tinderbox.
Yeah, sure. That's great.
Okay, that'll be 5 silver.
Okay, okay. And then I'm gonna need a couple days rations.
2 seconds. Sorry. How many days? Each day is 5 silver pieces.
Let's do 5 days ration.
Okay, that'll be 25.
Okay, okay. And then what do you got that's special? Like that I just can't do without. Like sell me on it.
Let me think. Now I've got to read through and see what he
Yeah, you do.
Well, why don't you tell me about yourself? What brings you to the great city of Nako? What do you do for a living, young man?
I generally, play some stuff, like music stuff, and, I fuck with people, and sometimes I make some money at it, stuff like that.
Okay.
Just keep it light here. Lighten on the surface, if you don't mind.
There's so many things to go through on this list. Do.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, wow.
Well, I mean, if you're playing things, I've got parchment that you can write things down. Any of your songs, anything along those lines. I have crossbow bolts. I see you have some on your back there if you need any extras. I've got a whistle. You like whistles?
Yeah. Actually,
What about
that could come
swimming?
in handy.
What about swimming? Do you like to swim? I've got swimming gear.
No, I'm gonna hard pass on that guy.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've got. Go on. Sorry, I thought I misread it.
I'll take the whistle.
Okay, so it is it's a signal whistle. A small whistle
perfect.
used. It literally says a small whistle used for signaling. He tells you that it's 1 silver piece.
Perfect. Okay.
And then he like as he's doing this, he's like slowly turning around and like looking at his shelves, but he's also like rummaging through shit. But he's really shaky. So like as he's doing it, he's just like, don't hold on 1 second. Let me go look over here. Well, I'm pretty sure I left something over there. Hold on. And he goes like walking back over, and he's all like excited. And then he's just like, well, do you do much adventuring? Do you go around and hunt the monsters?
Recently I have been finding myself dealing with a bit of monsters. Yeah.
Well,
Keep
what
talking.
you need, son, is you need a healer's kit. Have you ever heard of one of those? It has a lot of splints and salves and bandages and things that heal up the boo-boos.
Yeah, I can do that already.
So he slams his hands onto the table and he's like, what about a crowbar? You're gonna hit him over the head.
Yeah. I like where you're going with this. I will take a crowbar because I do like breaking into things.
And he's like, all right, well, it's a finely made crowbar. It's 2 gold pieces.
Oh, how about a gold for it?
You know what, fella? I like you. I'll give it to you for 1 gold piece.
You're a kindly old man, sir.
What about a tankard? It can hold a pint of liquid in case you wanna. And he like leans over and he's like, wet your whistle.
Yeah, I think I can find a bar for that.
But if you're out on the road, you can bring it with you.
while you're hitting them with the crowbar.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think I'm good with the crowbar. I think you got that one on me, and I appreciate it. It's a good salesmanship there, and we're gonna, I think I'm gonna bid you adieu.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you have a wonderful time. And then he rings you up. Your grand total, you're going to be at 31 silver. Nope, sorry, 1 gold and 31 silver.
Yep. Well, have a great rest of your life.
Oh, I will.
I'm gonna leave before he tells me.
Immediately starts
straight out,
going. Yeah, he immediately just starts going. I remember back when I used to, and that's pretty much where you stop hearing him.
Yeah. I think that's gonna do it for me, unless there's somebody in town that sells like kick-ass gear. Like better, like +1 crossbows or anything like that. I don't know. Could use
Yeah, no, you're not really gonna find anybody that's doing that.
Yep. I guess I'll just go back and get drunk.
Get drunk.
I'm gonna go and then like take the mage hand out and like kind of flip Grizz's loincloth up a little bit randomly as he's sitting at the bar trying to get him in trouble.
Okay.
He has no idea.
How would you like to respond to this?
I mean, as long as no one has called me out on it, I'm assuming that I probably haven't noticed myself.
That's a good place to be. Confidence of a bear.
Gotta love it.
I mean, I don't really get a breeze. There's too much fur.
So do you guys wish to keep drinking for the rest of the evening?
Yeah, Nathan's getting loaded and he's going to bed.
Okay. Anybody else?
Pretty much. And at the end of the night, though, I have a question for the bartender.
Okay. So Nathan, real quick, would your character be more prone to drinking wine, liquor, or ale?
Ale.
And quality-wise, would he be going for like the cheaper stuff or the more expensive stuff, or what?
Oh, he's used to the cheap stuff. That's what he's gonna. If he's gonna be paying for stuff, he's gonna be buying the cheap stuff.
Okay. So you said ale, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Grizz, what would you be drinking?
Grizz bears, so Grizz drink cheap.
So, ale.
Ale, cheapest he can get in the largest size possible for the least amount of money.
Okay.
I assume Nathan and Grizz are going back and forth, just buying the rounds as they come of the cheapest ale that they have at the bar.
Okay.
If that's cool with Grizz.
Grizz,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Sus, what would you be doing? Liquor, ale, wine, cheap, expensive?
I'm gonna go up to the barkeep and be like, "Hey, barkeep, that bottle you set in front of us before. Let me get another one of those." And I'm gonna slide 5 gold on the counter.
Did I give you a price earlier?
You did.
Was it 5 gold?
It wasn't.
I didn't think so.
Nope.
he's gonna glare at you and be like, "That's not enough."
Yeah, it is. That stuff wasn't 7. That was definitely a 5 gold bottle.
Are the bee's knees bottles like up on the rack behind the bar?
Yeah.
While
They're on the top shelf.
Sus is doing this and distracting the bartender, Nathan's gonna just mage hand a bottle and he's gonna pick it up and make sure that it wiggles in front of Suss's face, and he's gonna set it down at the opposite end of the bar where the bartender's at.
So if you wiggle this in front of Suss's face, it's going to be in front of the bartender's face.
Well, it's behind the bartender. Behind the bartender's head.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Sus will glance at it for a second, just see what he's doing, and then keep going with the persuasion. No. 5. This is definitely a 5. I've had 7. This is not a 7.
Go ahead and
I'll
give
give
me
you 5 for it.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
Okay. 17.
He rolls his eyes, and you can hear him like mutter. He's just like, Hordak is paying for this. And he reaches over and he slams his hand down onto the gold, slides it towards him, reaches, grabs onto the bottle, and as he's turning back, Nathan, you feel a hand come down onto your shoulder and grip up your shoulder, and a big man like leans in next to you, and he's just like, put it back now.
Nathan smiles and puts it back.
And he leans in and he's just like, you're done for the night. Go to your room.
Nathan goes to bed.
Okay.
Do I arrive after Sus?
I'll let you choose. Would you prefer to arrive before or after?
I'll arrive like right at the end of that like as I walk in, that conversation ends.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll just walk up to the barkeep and I'll be like, my bottle, please.
He gestures to your other guys, your other party members, and he's just like, they drank it.
Surely that's not how you treat the stinky stallion.
He kind of just stares at you for a second. He's just like, he turns around. He turns around and he grabs a bottle. He pulls out a glass and he pours you a nice tall glass of it and slides it to you, but doesn't give you the bottle. He just gives you a free full glass of the bee's knees.
I'm gonna belch.
He almost slides it back towards him, but he lets it go, and he just like turns, puts it back up onto the shelf, and moves to the other end of the bar.
Okay, I'll just grab the glass, put it on the table, and then go to my room.
You're not even gonna drink it?
No, I'm just putting it on the table for that. I'm assuming Nathan and Sus are at.
Well, Nathan is already being escorted.
Nathan,
yeah, he's being escorted upstairs by the security.
Sorry,
by the bouncer, I should say.
I meant Grizz and Sus. Sorry.
Okay.
Grizz picks it up and gives it a nod. Gives a nod to you. Thank you.
And I just like wave and walk to my room.
So Nathan, as you get escorted upstairs, they wind up informing you that you owe 5 gold pieces.
Nathan is drunk off his ass at this point. He pulls out the 5 gold pieces, throws them on the ground, and says, "Good night, fellas," and goes into his room.
Okay. At the very end of the night, Grizz, you are going to wind up owing 2 gold pieces.
Yep, and I have the question for the bartender as I go to pay him.
Certainly.
You got any Sprite? It helps with the hangovers.
The bartender looks at you and he's just like, what?
You know, Sprite.
I was about to say, out of character. You're actually asking for like the soda Sprite, right? Or is this an in-game item that I'm not aware of?
No, the soda, the lemon lime
okay,
soda.
So he has no idea what you're talking about. He still like stares at you and he's just like, you're drunk, go to bed.
Can't believe you don't have my people's best drink.
And he looks at you for a second and goes, I don't even know what you are.
I'm a bear.
Clearly. Go to bed.
Good night. I leave the gold on the table.
Sus. So you paid your 5 gold for that one bottle.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you wanted to drink more than just that single bottle, or if you were going to just nurse that for the night.
Well,
your
first
call?
I'm gonna drink the glass that just appeared on the table.
Grizz took that.
Ah, well then,
Scoop that
No,
right
just-
up.
I'll just take it upstairs with me.
Okay. So you don't have any extra fees or anything like that. Wog, you do not either. Lucian, you were out and about for about that hour. You wound up coming back right before. You got to watch the whole mage hand thing and then him getting escorted upstairs. So you saw that everyone was drunk and everybody. So you came back and you have enough time that you could sit down and join Sus or Grizz as they drink until the end of the night where they started cashing in. It's your call.
Yeah, I think I'll have a drink with them.
Okay. Would your character be drinking wine, liquor, ale, expensive, cheap? You are an elf, correct?
Yes.
I would assume that you would probably be doing wine that's a little bit more on the high end.
I will take the wine.
Okay. That's just, you don't have to play it that way, just for how I see elves, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, they bring you what is called... What the fuck? Oh, I read that wrong. I was just called. I thought it said 6 CP, which would have been really high on this list, but it said, SP, and it says CP, and it's called table wine, and it's just like the worst on this list.
That's house wine.
Yep. Oh god. So let's see. You would probably wind up going with High Dusk Dark. So they wind up bringing you a mug of that, which will how many of them would you like to drink? It's 1 gold apiece.
2.
2. Okay. Then at the end of the night, you will wind up owing 2 gold. So go ahead and adjust. Everybody, go ahead and adjust your amounts. And anyone that bought things, add them to your inventory. Anyone that sold things, take that out of your inventory. And outside of that, is there anything else anyone wants to do before the night ends?
Is Grizz next door to Nathan?
Yeah, sure.
Grizz is tapping on the wall in the beat that Nathan taught him earlier.
As much as Nathan wishes he could hear it, he is definitely asleep.
I was about to
Uh-huh.
say, yeah, because he got kicked out, quote unquote kicked out, like an hour before. You
Grizz
did.
doesn't really know why Nathan disappeared from the bar, just knows that he did. He was too invested in the drinking.
Priorities. Okay, so I leave that to you guys. Do you want to go a little bit longer, or would you do you think that's a good spot?
I'm about done for the night myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 8 a.m. meeting, so.
Yep, I figured as much. All right. So we're gonna. So you guys all wind up going. Words. Everybody winds up going to sleep for the night, in their own rooms. It's a pretty uneventful night. Most of you are hammered and are just sleeping it off. Come early morning, just the same as the previous inn you were part of, well, not part of, that you slept in. Same thing. Hordax walking up and down, just, hey, wake up. You have a meeting with the king this evening.
From his bed, Nathan yells, "This evening? Wake me up in the afternoon."
We have sights to see. I want to show you around the town.
Do you know where I can get a Sprite?
You just hear like,